And we are live. What's up,
Hello, everybody.
everyone?
Hello.
How you guys doing?
Hi.
What was going on?
We did have a couple new followers since last time. We had Rory Sweetwater followed. I believe I called you out during Nights Off, in case you missed it on that stream. And we had Wolfpack 0033. So thank you guys for the follows.
Wolfpack!
Spread the
name.
word.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Or girl or other.
I don't
So, hello,
think we have any more
everybody.
announcements. Oh, as you guys can tell, Liam's not here today, so we're gonna have only 6 of us, only 6 players at least, sadly, and a quiet egg ball.
So
Oh,
sad.
which apparently Kate is playing. Gotta fix that, huh?
Yeah, you should
I'm
fix
playing
that.
egg.
Yeah. On the stream right now, egg ball's under your name for some reason.
Oh,
yeah.
I was like, am I taking over the character?
Nah, just
You are now.
Yep.
Oh, good. Good thing I know how to play birds. So.
All right.
All right.
I totally forgot he was not going to be here until recently. So.
Uh-oh.
Had to tweak down that battle.
Hey, what are you gonna do?
If we die, we die.
I don't like that.
Yeah, we go out like D&D characters, screaming and bemoaning the amount of work it'll take us to bring somebody back.
Yeah.
How's everybody doing this fine evening? As Gordon panics to fix the.
It's already fixed. What do you mean?
Okay.
Doing well.
He's fast.
I'm quick.
What he means is he's panicking to adjust.
Yeah.
For
I
What
time.
he's doing right now.
Where are my notes? Where are my notes? Where are my notes?
Yeah. Start tearing pages.
Yeah,
Can't do this.
pretty much. So I hope you all had a good week. I'm excited to be here.
You sound excited.
It's called thinking about a million things at once, my friend. You can only show so much excitement. I hope you're all excited to play DD.
Yeah.
I like the
I
new
guess.
camera, man. New camera setup's looking rad, by the way.
Well,
I like
who,
your new
me?
position. David.
Oh, David.
Thanks. I just got the extension hook on it, so I don't have to have it on my screen anymore.
Okay.
So it's a little bit nicer.
Fancy.
Sorry. Sorry about the little chit chat. I didn't really get to talk to you guys before the stream started.
Oh.
But we'll hop right to it. So, welcome to another night of the Sleepless Nights. We continue our adventure after all of you had sort of been shaken up from the water that you had drank from that was given to you from grandmother. We kind of started the session as everyone kind of exited the tent that you had your visions in. Well, some of you had your visions in. It started off rather interestingly. We'll just start with this. We'll start with Isaiah because there was so much that went on for everybody. But we'll start with Isaiah. You were led by Simonius and another centaur to what looked like a forge, but it was kind of secret. So you walked for a good about 30 to 40 minutes before a sack was placed over your head. You were afraid that they were going to kill you in the middle of the woods as you were led there alone. But eventually you were led into what seemed like a cave that had a large rock that was planted in front of the cave mouth, which eventually was moved by the centaur, and you were the sack was removed. And kind of oddly, you were led down these stairs to where you saw a very large silver door, which Simonius eventually opened for you. And inside, you saw this beautiful forge of blue flame, which was very, very odd because there was nothing that was kind of controlling the fire. No, like wood or coal to keep it burning. It was almost as if it was burning on its own. Simonius also offered you 2 gifts. One was a skeleton that was made of pure silver of an ape, and what looked like a a small gem full of this blue flame as well. Whenever you inspected it, it looked as if the flame was encased inside the gem. Looking around you, you saw a massive anvil with some implements and tools that you know how to use. You also saw a few other things, um, all strewn across the side of the wall, and different things. You saw armaments of all sorts of different types. Um, some elvish looking, some even larger, like giants, almost giant sized armaments. And after a brief conversation with Simonius, you knew exactly what to do with this. And he also told you that it was a gift for grandmother, and even granting you access into this forge was a gift from her as well, as it was a very sacred place for even them. And only one of the green braids of Simonius' kind were even allowed to adorn the armor that Simonius himself wore. And leaving you to it, you spent the majority of this day forging one of your creations, which eventually was brought to life with a blue flame inside of its chest, using that gem to create this ape, which you, using your artificer skills, were able to shape the different metals and cabling and stuff to create this ape, which you eventually named Ook. After some time, and once you were finished, you were eventually ushered back to the camp. In the meantime, there was a lot going on inside the camp. Adlith was now the mother of a small red dragon, um, who seemed, how do I say this, a little bit confused or reserved about his situation. Othir was the dragon's name, at least that's what he told his mother Adlith after a while being called Puppy. He seemed confused, almost as if he had lived a life previous, or because he mentioned some things like smelling the fresh air, having not smelling the fresh air in a very long time. He seemed to recognize, his environment in some way, shape, or form. He was almost confused that Adlith, out of all the people, was the one to, be his quote unquote master, or the one that he was kind of bound to. Making sure that he was bound to Adlith, he made her show him her hand, which now bears this odd marking. And eventually, the nervousness of the dragon kind of calmed. A few of you entered the hut as this was going on. Redrick in specific had Othir speak to him telepathically, and that's how he seems to be talking to Adlith most of the time, in Draconic. Very interesting. Outside, the rest of you, kind of dealing with your own I was going to say a spirit quest, but like your own visions and the kind of the fallout from all of those, in your own different way. Anytime Redrick seemed to go to talk to any of you, you seem to be reserved or emotional and just thinking about what you had seen the previous night. Castus kind of in a very, I don't want to call it snippy mood, but he seemed, very reserved to speak about anything that he wanted to talk about.
Snippy's accurate.
Snippy's accurate. Calder almost violently reacting to Redrick after he threw a stone at him to kind of break him out of his trance, flaming, or these black eyes, kind of like an inky blackness to his eyes, kind of burning as he decided to take his leave into the woods, and Ren, all by herself, finding a high perch to think about what she had seen the night previous. All Adlith wanted to do was show off her new friend, Puppy, and it didn't seem like anybody really wanted to talk to her or even meet Puppy. Kind of dealing with their own sort of trauma from what they'd seen the night before. So, still seeming to need a friend, she decided to go find Isaiah, who seemingly had disappeared without Adlith knowing, Into the woods she went, in the same kind of direction that she followed the trail that he had taken before. And by the time she met up with him, he was already on his way back, kind of later into the day. They kind of had a little moment, and it seemed Isaiah might not be the most comfortable with the dragon, but seemed to be okay as long as it was a friend of Adlith. It was a friend of his. Eventually, you all reconvened around a fire in the middle of the night in this kind of makeshift camp that these centaur had set up. Oddly enough, though, the centaur were not present at all this entire day, other than Simonius and the other one that had led you to the cave. But one little visitor you did have was Fennec, the satyr that had tried to attack you with Simonius the day before. Who curiously seemed to be tasked to lead you to Erluin, or the Looming Grove, where you guys now seem to have been accepted to be allowed to go to. But first, he told you that he's going to lead you to the Enjoy tribe, or the Enjoy clan, these ghost-wise halflings that you've been hearing about, to gain either direction or further permission to enter the grove, as it is even like barred from the centaur for entering, and almost as if grandmother was almost reserved to being allowed in there herself. After a brief conversation with her the night before, she kind of was, a little bit anxious of even letting you guys give you guys permission to see the Enjoy clan, because a lot of the people that live here in the forest aren't even allowed at the grove themselves. But it seems like you guys have made your mark here and have gained that permission. You set off and walked for a few hours until night came. Some conversations were had over a fire, and Fennec, disappearing into the night, eventually returned to all of you and mentioned that there was a stream nearby, and as long as you all followed the stream, you would eventually find the Enjoy clan and hopefully gain permission. The satyr that is now leading you seems to know where he's going, but at the same time not know where he's going. As you all now walk through the forest of the Chondlewood here, he seems to be constantly checking a map or, gauging the wind, stopping, turning in different directions. It never seems like you travel in one direction for too long until he stops and has to correct his way that he's leading all of you. But you now travel, companions, both metallic and draconic, next to you, and one little satyr leading the way, is where we leave off as you all travel to Chondlewood. Maybe stopping for a brief, snack or some water. But that's where we all find ourselves now.
Fennec, you seem to be, I don't know, a bit flighty on the path here. What's your method for leading us to these halflings?
What did he say? He kind of yells back to the party.
Said you seem to be a bit flighty. How you know where you're going is what I'm...
Just looking up.
It's fine.
Judging his direction. I have no idea what flighty means. He kind of gives almost like a bat at the same time as he tries to mimic you.
He wants to know how the fuck you know where you're going. I'm wondering the same
experience.
Thing.
As he kind of like walks behind one big oak and kind of disappears for a moment. Then you see him appear on the other side a few moments later.
Well...
Okay. Are we almost there?
Do you see the stream?
Do we see the stream?
You look around. You were following a stream for some time, but it seems like he has led you away from it, at least at this point.
No, we don't see the stream.
We'll find the stream, and that'll tell us that we're almost there.
Aren't you supposed to be guiding us, at least for now?
I am guiding you. What do you think I'm doing?
So show us where this stream is.
Well, I saw it last night.
Hey, Adlith, do you think you could find the stream?
I can take a look.
That might be helpful.
You just want to look around your current surroundings.
She's gonna focus more on her hearing, to see if she can hear the gurgling of it.
Okay.
Do you want me to make perception?
Yeah,
or
please.
just- Okay.
At advantage.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Well, good, because that was a crappy roll. That's a lot better. So 26.
26. Adla, you stop and listen, and you can hear a lot going on around you. The forest is quite bustling, though it is dark and gray. Not much light shining through the forest at this point. You listen. You hear the rustling of leaves and the snapping of twigs as Fennec seems to be, rustling around the area, trying to get his bearings. You hear the faint trickle of a stream off to your left.
I think it's this way. She'll point to the left.
Hey, Fennec.
Well, I know the stream's over there. We're going this way, he says, and he points to the right.
How do we go that way and follow the stream which is over there?
Well, the streams don't go in a straight line.
That's true.
Come on! And he begins to trudge forward again.
Pray to every god you know. And follow along.
So what's the marching order as you guys are traveling through the forest here? Are you guys doing single file? I mean, it's pretty, it's open to whatever kind of formation or positions you guys want to be in, but just curious on where everyone is.
Cassis would be towards the back.
Rin also.
I'll hang out towards the front in case anything pops off.
Towards the front.
And I guess Ook and I are somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, I guess I'll also end up in the middle then.
Curious enough, Adlith, as you walk and are traveling, Othir, he doesn't seem to stay directly next to you, but he seems to disappear into the darkness of the forest every once in a while, and you notice him, in a tree here, stalking ahead, not too far ahead. He seems to be on his own path. He doesn't stick right next to your side all of the time, but he always seems to keep his eyes open. And he's quite quiet as well. He's interesting. It's almost like a large cat, on a hunt at this point as he travels through the forest. He seems comfortable enough traveling in this environment as well. But you continue on, and it's a good 30 or so minutes. Maybe even closer to an hour, until you see any semblance of a stream. And what's funny enough is that the stream that Adlith said it was on your left is now kind of crossing straight in front of you. So who knows how the stream kind of made that direction, or you guys got turned into the stream in some one way or another. But like I said, it seems like you're not going in any logical direction at all. Or really not even making any progress following the satyr. But eventually, the stream does appear in front of you. Ah! Here we are. I knew I was going the right way.
Well, I'll be
all right. And he kind of takes a sip of the water. He kind of sniffs the air. Huh. And he heads, and now he begins to follow the stream parallel, kind of following alongside of the stream. And good, David, you look.
Are we going upriver or downriver?
You were going upriver.
Okay. Is this stream come from the water?
From the water?
Yes. The water we're going to, the grove, the tree, the water. Does the stream come from there, or is this just leading us to our friends who would give us access?
Well, I've only been there once. I know the water of the forest usually leads into the tree, but I don't know.
Okay. Wait, you know where you are, you know where you're going. How do you not know if the two connect?
I haven't been there in almost 30 years. The forest changes a lot.
That's fair.
Mildly concerning as well.
I might not have been allowed there in the first place, and I only looked at a distance. And he continues to walk a little bit quicker now. Enough questions?
Well, all right.
Oh dear.
He begins to whistle in a little chant, a little tune.
We're sure if they attack him for having snuck in there once, we just leave him, let him deal with his own stuff, and then follow behind afterwards and talk with him, right?
Oh, yeah, obviously.
Oh,
Does he seem like he's really trying to lead us, or does he seem like he's just keeping us busy?
Give me an insight check.
That's a good question.
All right, new dice. Ooh, okay. New dice is working out pretty well so far. Let's see what that is total. 18.
18. He doesn't seem like he's malicious in any way. He seems like he's kind of reserved. He's not telling you everything, if that makes any sense. He's obviously, new stuff is coming up about him in his little travels in the forest almost every time you speak with him. But he doesn't seem malicious. And even if he was trying to plan something, this poor little satyr wouldn't stand a chance against all of you. He seems nervous around all of you. Whether it is you or the journey ahead, you're not quite sure. But he's definitely nervous. But he doesn't seem malicious, if that makes sense.
Okay, but he does seem like he's trying to. He does seem like he's trying to do what he says he's trying to do.
somewhere. Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
And last question: with the whistling, is that just innocent whistling, or?
With an 18, it seems like he sings the same jaunty tune every time he begins to whistle. It kind of resembles the tune that you heard when you initially first heard him playing his pan flute in the forest, when you first approached the kind of the edge of the forest that time.
Okay, thank you.
Can I look for any sort of tracks, anything that might where at the end of any of the 5 blades, if they have made their way around here, any sort of progress in this area?
Sure. As you're traveling, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay, don't fuck me, don't fuck me. Oh, awesome. That's a 2, so no, I find nothing.
It is too hard. This is definitely not your type of environment. You trust Adlith, and probably not the satyr, but you try your hardest, but you do not see any tracks.
I don't see anything.
Eventually, about an hour or so, it's kind of in the middle of the afternoon. The forest itself, when you woke up the previous morning, and even at the camp of the centaurs, it was muggy. It was sort of like this. Almost, I want to call it like a jungle, but not quite. It was like this hot, humid air. But as you continue to travel farther and farther along this stream, the air begins to get sort of cooler and lighter, a lot less dense. But almost if you could throw on a light jacket, you would. Is kind of how far the temperature drops. I guess everyone's close enough to the stream to notice this. But there's this weird point where you almost have to shake your head and say, what the hell's going on? Where you realize that you are no longer following the river upstream, but it is now traveling downstream. It almost has seemed to change direction without you guys even really realizing it. And you're used to Fennec kind of giving you, the left, the right, turning you around in circles for this full day of travel that you've been with him. But you've been following along this stream for an hour now. Adlith. At this point, you smell something.
What does she smell?
You were the only one, except for Othir. In your mind, he kind of creeps up to you. Kind of almost even like spooking you in a way. He was so silent. And he goes, "Do you smell that? Fire."
that what it
Remember-
is?
And you kind of... Indeed, it's smoke. Faint odor of smoke.
Adla's gonna raise her gaze towards the treetops. She's gonna see. Can she see smoke coming up anywhere?
You can give me a perception check.
21.
21. Unfortunately, the treetops are just too dense, even with that roll, to see any smoke. The canopy is just a tangled mess. That's the reason that there's so little light coming down into this forest at this point. But what you do realize with that roll is that the faint smell of smoke is because it's quite the distance off. You are far away from the smell. And it doesn't smell natural in a way. And there's like an odd, almost tinge to the smoke. It doesn't smell like a wood fire.
Does it smell like dragon fire?
Give me a nature check.
Oh yeah, the ranger not proficient in nature. Let's go. Okay, 15.
It's hard to tell. It's definitely a distance off, maybe even a mile or over a mile away, that you're smelling it. But what you remember of the dragon fire, not really.
Okay. Adlith will then speak up. You see the ears kind of give a little click, and she says, I smell fire. So does Othir.
You see Fennec kind
Like-
of stop.
A
I smelled it
campfire?
about an hour ago.
It's pretty far away, but it's not natural. That is not a wood fire.
She's
Would
not
that be a
wrong.
Problem?
Oh,
Are we heading
Kind of
towards it or
fire's
away
not-
from it?
the
Natural. What's the-
Greenbread said whoever was coming into the woods has been burning people. Does it smell anything like pork, Atlas?
Does it smell like any sort of like boar she's hunted and cooked, or?
You would definitely have to get much closer to kind of figure out that kind of detail to the smell.
We
When
should.
you say it's not natural, are you implying arcane?
When I say it's not natural, I mean it doesn't smell like the forest does on fire. If that makes sense.
Right. Okay,
Just so I'm clear for all
Yep.
of you.
I gotcha. But does it have like a strange quality to it? I guess.
So it's kind of like a mixture. It's almost as if you would smell like a structure fire compared to like a wood fire. I mean, I
Okay.
don't know if anybody really knows the difference, but there is definitely a difference when there's a building on fire compared to when there's like a forest or like a bonfire on fire.
Gotcha.
And it seems
Well-
like, since Adlith, you were smelling it at this far of its distance, that it's probably quite the substantial fire. It's not just like a campfire or something like that, or a pig roasting. To smell it from like over a mile away, it has to be some sort of substantial fire, right?
We
Is it something we should be checking out?
we need to decide. It's probably that other group. Do we want to stop them or do we want to beat them?
Fennec, you said you've been smelling it for an hour. Are we getting closer to it?
Yeah, which is making me even more nervous.
Shit.
Say we steer the puck
Well.
clear. If we're getting closer, then we're
Unfortunately,
making
I do
better
not
time
think
than
we
them.
can do that.
It
Hear him
might
say
be the
as he kinda
village we're
turns
headed to.
himself.
I can
exactly
always sneak
What
ahead.
is where we're going.
Not by
Shit.
yourself. We should always stick together.
Okay.
But maybe you and Ren and Puppy can take grandfather and be a little bit ahead of us. Ook and I are not going to be quiet at all, but if you go a little bit ahead of us, take grandfather, send it back if you see anything.
I might have a more reliable means of communicating with the party.
Oh, that thing, right? Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
Pardon?
Yeah.
What thing?
it's great.
Right.
You'll love it.
So so funny story. I think I am a mind whisperer, and I tried whispering in Frederick's mind this morning, and he heard me. So,
Oh, fuck.
He's a
So you,
witch!
you are a
You hear
witch.
Fennec say.
Yep.
it's like, yeah, guess so. But
That is
no,
incredibly useful.
yeah, it seems
What
like
sort
it
of-
could be useful right now.
What sort of range do you have on that sort of thing?
I can't tell for sure. I feel like I can probably do it pretty far, but I definitely don't think I can reach like super far. I don't know.
No.
I'd probably ballpark it around a mile.
You shouldn't be anywhere near
Random
that
guess.
far from us. That far, and we would not be of any help if something went wrong.
Right. We
How
Maybe
want-
100
far
feet
is
or
it?
two.
Fennec, do you know how far we are from the fire or the camp, whatever it might be?
You hear him gulp, kind of audibly. About a
That's awesome.
mile.
Okay, well maybe we all move up a little bit, and then when we get closer, just me and some other quiet people will go
can-
forward.
I can
Definitely
pretty
join
quiet,
the
I'll go.
forward group.
Right. Let's just be cautious. Get
Yeah.
as close as we can.
Yeah.
Cautious.
Fennec, no more singing. Or
And watch
humming
those
or
hooves.
Yeah.
anything.
No
Oh,
whistling.
trust me. No more singing. Okay. Off we go.
Don't worry, Cynic. We won't let anyone hurt you.
Yeah,
Sure.
Adlis will pat his
I
shoulder.
mean,
You hear him kind of about to go to whistle and right.
If anything happens,
Don't-
just use that sleep thing you did on us. Seemed to work pretty well.
It's true.
Yeah.
Just not on us this time.
yeah.
Preferably not.
Right.
Should we move quietly for now?
We should.
I mean, if we're a
Sure,
mile out,
that's-
there's not going to be anybody hearing us.
We can move
We hope.
quietly at a normal pace with Adlith.
We can try.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
You can
That's true.
try.
What I'm saying is we don't take the
Yeah.
penalty of speed.
Yep.
A
Yeah.
half speed sort of thing.
Mhm.
So we're moving. We're going stealthy.
Stealthy.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
At least until we're a little closer.
Everyone, give me stealth checks for this little
Says-
part of the journey.
As we start, I just kind of like
because of my boots.
Calder gives his mail a little rattle, and he says, "Come on, Calder, you got this." I'm gonna cast guidance on myself.
Okay.
Ew.
I can do pretty much the same exact thing.
Oh,
14. Ew.
oh.
Yeah. Same. I
I
got a
rolled a
12.
19.
21.
That was the Goliath quieter than me.
24 for Adlith, 18 for Othir.
Holy crap.
9.
9.
With guidance.
With guidance, okay.
With guidance.
Oh, boy.
Clunk, 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 clunk.
18 for Isaiah and 5 plus 6 for Ook.
So,
18 for
okay.
Isaiah.
Me and Ook.
Yeah.
Overall, you guys are pretty quiet, even moving at the speed that you are. Though you do have a pretty large metal being following closely next to Isaiah, kind of being as quiet as it probably can.
We would definitely have moved to the back of the group at this point. The smaller we started to.
Trying the best to be quiet. A mile moving at a normal pace, probably 40 minutes,
minutes.
or so. Yeah, 10 minutes.
Well,
A
it's
mile?
3 miles an hour.
You're right.
Particularly for
D&D,
hiking.
This fucking math game.
No, that's hiking. I hike a lot.
In my games, we're traveling 30 minutes for this mile through the Trottowood, okay?
Wow.
That's
DM
fine.
authority.
You're hiking. You're hiking. We got an expert in here, guys. You gotta travel. I'm really picking on you, David. Okay. 10 minutes. Good. Well, go ahead. Do the math. I'm curious. 15
Miles
minutes.
an hour is 20 minutes per mile.
Okay.
But
So
that's
we'll say
easy
between
going,
We'll
so.
say between 15 and 20 minutes, you guys could travel a mile.
I think the plan is to split off a little bit before a mile, though, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Just a
Yeah.
smidge, though.
Yeah, not much, but
Okay. As you all begin to travel, Fennec kind of falling in with Adlith, sort of in the same pace, sort of traveling parallel with each other now. You were the first to see this, Adlith, since you have such a high passive perception. About 200, 150 feet in front of you, you can see a large, what looks like mound. And at this point, you begin to smell, and all of you smell this, even with all of your passive perceptions, the smell of this fire. Or remnants of smoke, is really what you're smelling. There is a tinginess to it, almost like an iron smell, like a sourness, almost.
Oh, no.
perhaps
to it,
like
but
a
kind of
body.
mixed in with a building or something like that. It's hard to tell. But Adlith, you were the first to notice this big mound of dirt about 150, 200 feet in front of you. Well, I'm going to scout ahead, Fennec says as he looks towards you, and he goes, and he disappears.
He's
Okay.
gone.
Okay.
Bye.
I need to learn that one.
And
Yeah,
you,
it's
Adlith,
okay.
hear as little hoofs kind of make their way into the forest, actually in front of you.
He's not running away. Wow.
How far away are we right now?
From the mound?
Yeah.
200, 150 feet,
Okay.
roughly.
Yeah, Adlith would point it out and say it's a big pile of dirt.
I mean, when I say it's a big pile of dirt from where you're looking, it probably stands 5 or 6 feet in height.
Is it like smoking?
Perception check.
Jesus Christ, 3. Oh, yes.
You would have to get closer to tell. Too far.
Okay.
Is there any we're supposed to be finding a clan of halflings, right? Is there any buildings or anything looking in the trees?
Perception
Or
check.
is it just this mound of dirt? Oh, nat 20 for a
Oh.
23.
You begin to look into the trees. There's no tree houses or buildings or any signs of any structures nearby. What you do see, sort of almost a little bit past that, probably another 100 feet or so, you see a large hill that kind of begins to rise up, sort of at a gradual, but you can definitely see there's an incline. It almost seems, and it begins to, you look through the trees, and it goes pretty far to the left and pretty far to the right, almost as if you're about to climb up a hill, right? But you begin to see not just that single mound of dirt, there's another, there's another, there's another.
Fuck.
You begin to see multiple of these, at least 5 from where you are looking now.
Well, I think this is the place. See that? I'll just start pointing them out.
Oh.
That's not great.
Say that again.
What do
Ren,
we
can
think
you,
those are?
Can you message Fennec and see if maybe
I
he
could
can
have
run back?
if he disappeared too quickly. I think I have to see somebody to make a connection. I don't know. We're not on the same network right now.
She's got Verizon.
Can you hear me now?
Oh. Well, we
We
are
just have to wait.
trying. We could do that. We are trying to meet these people. If this isn't something wrong and just part of their situation.
It doesn't smell right.
If it's in a village or whatever, you think there'd be more sound coming from a village, right?
Yeah, unless the village is gone.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm worried
DM.
about.
Because of my history, am I smelling this at this point?
You are. Everyone smells the smoke.
Okay. Does Does this smell like burned bodies?
Give me a general intelligence check.
Oh, that's gonna go very well.
Roll high.
Natural one.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Oh.
It's too hard to
This die
tell,
is
man.
Gone.
I
This
mean,
forest, it's an odd one.
they call it long pig for a reason. It'd probably smell better if it was all the villagers.
And when I say it's a sour smell, it doesn't smell like rot. It doesn't smell like rot,
Yeah.
right? It just smells
Mhm.
like something other than the forest is on fire. It's hard
Right.
to tell.
These goddamn Chondle woods got my senses in a twist.
Do you want to go do some scouting of our own, or do we trust Fennec?
It's not that I don't trust him. It's just he feels like he's taking a long time to get back to us.
I don't particularly trust him. I don't distrust
Well,
him necessarily.
yeah.
but
Going slow is better if you're trying to avoid notice, I would say. But
Right.
I don't necessarily want to just sit here.
Ren, you're quiet, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty quiet, and I
Why don't
can
you
keep
take,
in
like,
touch with you guys.
You want to take a 30, 40-foot lead? We'll follow
Yeah.
up behind.
I'll
Stay
Sure.
follow
Let me.
recover.
Okay, hang on, real quick. And she's gonna like frown and think for a second. And then she's going to forge.
Pick me.
She's gonna forge a telepathic connection with Calder.
Oh.
And then probably also Castus since he's going with her.
Can you
So,
do multiple targets?
I can do
Ooh.
2 targets right now.
Nice.
And that connection is going to last for 4 hours. Okay.
Atlas is waiting for her to hear Ren in her mind. Also, my camera's. 1 second.
And Calder and Castus are both
Right.
going to hear. Can you hear me?
Oh.
Ooh.
I can't hear you.
That's my unsettling, but yes.
I don't say anything. I kind of think back. Can you hear me?
Mhm. Yep. And you hear it in your head. So,
Okay.
Can I think
Oh.
back to you?
did you think back to me?
No. I spoke out loud. I was like, yeah.
Like, yeah, you can just I guess just think at me.
Wait, you picked
You hear in your head
Calder?
donuts.
You hear back in your head glazed.
You hear no.
Is this
Then I
a
say out
three-way
loud.
call or is it a one-on-one?
Well,
Ooh,
I
good question.
think you can both talk to me. I'm not sure if you can talk to each other. Let me
Okay.
I'll read it and I'll
I
print it
almost
out
don't
too.
think so.
Yeah. Between yourself and others.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's strictly you two.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
Yeah,
can't communicate with one another,
yeah.
but you can definitely communicate with each of them, and they can communicate back with you.
I
You
say
are
out
correct.
loud, maple cream sticks.
I don't really like maple.
What?
Oh, you're fucking get out of here. Go be sneaky. I pat Castus on the shoulder. Be careful and cast guidance on you.
How much is guidance?
It's
A
add a
D4.
D4 to your roll.
So are you guys following, or are you two going ahead by yourselves?
We're gonna follow like 40 feet behind.
Okay, so everyone still needs to give me a stealth check at that point, then.
Okay.
Even
And
you,
before we
Adlith.
set off, Ren is gonna say to Adlith, I only have enough energy to do it to like a couple of people at a time, but next time.
She just
Eggwell
gives a
rolled an
sad nod.
Oh, this
That's a
is
10
literally
with guidance. Damn it.
Oh,
Guys.
God.
I will never roll this good on stealth again. I rolled 2 nat 20s,
Hey!
Whoa!
Nice.
which still totals out at a 19, but it's a nat 20.
Hey,
You did better than me.
David.
it's
Isaiah,
better
what
than
did you roll?
me.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear.
Yeah. So Isaiah got a 7, and Ook, with guidance, got an 11.
Okay.
Don't worry, I got
Yeah.
a 6.
Oh,
Okay.
fucking A.
That's
You're
just
doing so well.
The one time I,
I
do
know.
good.
It's the one time I do bad on stealth.
This is why we're back. This is why we're in the bag. Well, I don't know about rhetoric, but
Cassis?
I rolled a big old 10, even with guidance and
God.
advantage.
Okay.
Oh,
Adlith and Othir.
Should have took Adlis. She got a 21.
Yeah, you
and-
hear that? It's the stain.
And
He's bossy.
Othir has 15.
Okay. Calder, you roll a 19. Ren?
I rolled a 2, so that's an 8.
Ooh.
No
Egg
credit for
rolled
the
an
nat
8.
20 at
Egg
all.
rolled an 8 as well.
Yep.
Um,
What a wasted double nat 20.
Adlith is going to kind of meld into the trees, and
Okay.
she's going to probably get about 30 feet from the party, but like to the right.
Okay.
Um,
Othir following?
Yeah, she's bringing Othir with her.
Okay.
I just remembered I can roll a okay. So I have Synax, which is basically if I fail a skill or ability check that I'm proficient with, I can roll a d6 and add it to that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I only expend the die if the check succeeds with the added die. Can I just roll a d6 and add it to it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay, so my 8 is an 11.
Hey,
too bad.
there you go.
Still pretty loud overall.
Yeah.
Even staying 40 feet back, Castus, staying close to you, Ren, is being quite loud. Moving through the forest, you can definitely tell he's definitely not. He wasn't bred for this type of environment.
City boy.
He's a city boy at heart. And everything else, including the large Goliath and the large ape, is making quite a lot of noise. But eventually, you two ahead of the party, as you get closer and closer to this mound, you see something else. You can see, as you get about 40 feet to the mound, you see where the dirt kind of is piled up. Next to it, you see a large hole. The hole probably at this distance that you can see goes probably 5 or 6 feet across, maybe even a little bit larger than that. It's hard to tell from this distance, but all you can see is there's kind of the dirt and the forest floor falling in. It's not like this pitch black hole or anything, but it looks as if the dirt has fallen in. From about this distance, as you kind of slow down and begin to see this, 40 feet away.
Do we see an origin of any smoke or anything yet?
Perception check.
1, 2, come on, dice. Don't fuck me. Don't fuck me.
Ooh, okay, 21.
17.
You don't see the origin of the smoke, but it's definitely getting stronger as you guys are getting closer and closer to this incline. The incline itself, you begin to look to your left and right. It seems like almost the size of a mountain. As far as your eye can see to the left and the right, there's a steady incline as the flat forest floor, begins to slowly rise into this. You look up, very large hill.
Okay. So, Ren, what do you think? This is all mentally, by the way.
Yeah. This mental speaking. She's gonna say, I think we should probably still get a little bit closer. Let me just, and then Calder will hear in his head. So there's some holes next to the dirt mounds, and then it looks like we're coming up to like a really big hill. And the smoke's definitely stronger, but I don't see where it's coming from yet. So we're gonna try to get a little bit closer.
See if you can get a peek in. See if you can get a peek inside those holes. If they're in trouble, and I'll come running.
Okay. And then I'll think back to Castus. All right, let's get a little closer and try to really be quiet.
All right, I'm doing my best. All right, so we're gonna try to approach the holes.
Okay.
I don't want to leave tree cover, so let me know when we get to that point.
All right. there's trees all around you, and there's even some that are close enough that you can get get close enough to the hole without losing cover, quote unquote. It doesn't like open up into this open area. There's trees surrounding you all, but as you get closer, you can tell that from where you were, a 6-foot hole is now turned into a 10-foot hole. It is actually quite massive, and you can see it almost when you get this close. It looks as if it's like a large gopher hole, but like all of the dirt seemed to has come out and it piled up on one side of it. But it almost looks as it doesn't look like something burst from it. The dirt itself has kind of fallen back in the hole, and it's not perfectly round or anything like that. You kind of peer in. You don't see a tunnel or anything like that. The dirt kind of is very, very loose, and has fallen back into this large mound. So the hole itself doesn't go very deep because it seems like loose dirt has fallen back into it. So it's almost like this crater that has been formed. It's not like a hole into darkness or anything like that. There's a crater of dirt.
So does it look like people were digging here? Or
Give me an investigation check.
okay. I rolled a 2. So that is it's an 8.
You don't see any signs of like shovels or pick marks or anything like that. It's quite odd because the hole itself, the dirt has fallen in, but there's a lot of dirt on the outside of it as well. So there's a mound of dirt on the outside, but on the inside, it looks like a lot of it has fallen back in and kind of reformed this sort of crater.
Okay, is there like a tree close to like one of the holes that I could potentially tie a rope up to?
Sure.
Okay, I have 50
Probably
foot.
about 5 feet or
rope.
so.
I have 50 foot rope. I'm gonna tie it on there. Kind of tie it to myself just in case. And I look at Ren and say, "Okay, Ren, I'm gonna go check it out."
I don't know if this is the best idea.
Well, fortune favors the bold, and I kind of
I don't know if it does.
You slide down into the hole.
Slide down the hole with
Okay.
rope attached.
So you hold onto the rope and you slide. You kind of reach the bottom. It's definitely soft.
Calling you on your phone.
Okay, I'm gonna try to dig around me, see if there's anything I can expose.
Okay.
Brennan's keeping a very close eye out around them to make sure nothing is like noticing this or sneaking up on them.
As
Do
you
we
kind
see
of
this, I guess, is a good question.
yeah, all
The
of you see
others?
Castus about
Yeah.
40 feet as you stand 40 feet back. Tie a rope to a tree and slide down into the hole.
Call
As he
their
kind of
things to
disappears
Ren.
because it's pretty deep. It probably stands 6 feet deep. You probably just see the top of his head at this point, and then you see him kind of.
Call their things to Ren. Did he fall in? Is he all right?
Tried to talk him out of going in, but this is the guy that signed a magical contract, so.
You did that by choice.
Yeah, I know. He did that by choice too.
Do we need to? I mean,
I don't see anything up here. I don't know. It's
Pro-
just they're really weird holes. Nothing
Should
seems
we-
to be reacting.
is it clear? Can we approach?
As far as I can tell, right? I rolled a 21. I didn't see anything.
Yeah, you don't see any signs of whatever had caused this now.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't see
look-
any signs of anything.
I look behind to the other. Well,
You
Atlas is somewhere.
I was gonna say you noticed Atlas is gone.
Hey,
Right. Where the hell is Atlas?
I don't know. She disappeared a couple minutes ago.
She disappeared. Your egg says.
She knows her way around. She's probably close. Let's move up. Stay low and slow, but let's close the gap.
All right.
Yeah, Adlith, she's been keeping a side eye on the group. When they start moving forward, she's going to as well. But she's going to get a little ahead. So it's kind of like if we were approaching, we'd be in a triangle.
Mhm.
So it'd be like Ren and Castus, and then in the back is the guys, and then Adlith would be the other point of the triangle kind of thing.
Give me a perception check while you're there, Adlith.
12 plus 9. That's 21.
21.
As you kind of get a little bit farther ahead, you notice that the holes and the mounds of dirt, as you look to your left, seem to be centralized. Now, when I told Redrick there was about 5 of them, there is about 5 of these mounds of dirt. They seem to be all kind of surrounding this small kind of clumped up area where you guys are, where your party is. So it doesn't seem like it's spread out across this hill. And as you look up, you can definitely tell that it's probably 200 feet or so until the hill crests. You look up and there's trees, large and small, that grow up on the side of this large hill that you stand at the very bottom of.
Does she know if these mounds, now that she's closer to them, are made by any sort of creature?
Give me a investigation or nature check. The rest of you, Castus, as you begin to dig, the hole falls out from underneath you. I need you to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. I did tie the rope to myself. I did
Yeah. Riddle try to grab the rope if she sees it like going in. She's not very strong.
Okay, dex saving throw. I am decent save. Where am I? Alright, come on. That's an 18.
18. That's good enough. As you are digging, you feel your foot kind of fall through the mound, and then all of a sudden, it begins to collapse, and all the dirt begins to fall into this hole. You hurry and you clamber. You use the rope to quickly climb out of the hole, and you look behind you as all the dirt, almost like a funnel, slides in. And now you can tell that there is definitely a tunnel or a hole that leads, into the earth.
At hearing him say that, Calder's just gonna book it.
Yeah, I was thinking the
Like
same thing.
if I hear him shout.
Yeah, you heard just an echoing shit.
Right. Yeah.
Adler, what was your roll?
Natural 19.
Ooh. Kind of investigating around the holes. It definitely looks like something has burrowed out of them. Whether it's a creature or what, you're not sure. It doesn't look like something has used this as an entrance, but more of an exit.
Okay, she's going to look at the edges of
Had a
it.
feeling.
Does this look like it's made by something with claws, or does this look like maybe it's made by some sort of like worm-like creature, like that wouldn't have arms?
Was that a nature check that you rolled? Or was it
Yeah,
investigation?
it was nature. They're the same modifier, but for Adlith, it would make more sense for it to be nature.
You see, it's hard to say. The hole doesn't seem smooth or like bored in any way. It seems rather rough. Whatever came out of here, it's hard to tell if there's claw marks, but around the edges of the hole itself, you do see what looks like scratch marks. A lot of scratch marks. They're about this thick, probably about 3 or 4 inches, that you can see that something had definitely clawed its way out of here, for sure. You don't see definite like scrapes, like as if like I did this on the dirt or anything. They seem kind of sporadic and all over the place. So it's hard to tell, but there are a lot of them.
Okay, I got another question. Is there poop?
Not that you see.
Okay.
You see a large mound, almost like if you would see Jurassic Park, remember?
Yep.
When they go to the Triceratops. Yeah.
Nice.
But no, it's not. It's definitely not poop.
Okay. Well, she was trying to see if there was any, so she could identify what creature it might be. It was her goal with that. But if she doesn't,
it's hard to tell.
She's just gonna see if she can see the others.
You can definitely see them.
Okay, she's gonna give a wave to them.
You see Adlith now. She's kind of making herself presence about 30 or 40 feet away.
Yeah.
Oh.
Have we caught up to them at the holes?
Yeah. At this point, all of you kind of rush up, and you see Cass is breathing heavily.
So the holes aren't solid.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's a hole. I didn't expect it to be.
I mean,
Any sign of Fennec?
Any sign of Fennec?
Yeah.
Perception check.
Nine.
No sign of them.
Can I get an idea of how old the holes are, or at least the one we're looking at?
Yeah, an investigation check.
Alright, I'm gonna untie myself and retrieve my rope.
Ooh, 19.
It's hard to tell exactly how old the holes are. but the dirt is fresh. Yeah, I would say within a day or so, right? With that roll,
Okay.
it's hard to tell exactly, but it could be an hour, it could be a day, right? It's fresh enough that it hasn't like dried over because of the weather or anything like
Yeah.
that. So it's definitely been recent.
Is there any sign of life here at all? Just like anyone around that we can tell?
Give me a perception check.
Either tracks or just like people or like anything.
You just see a random man selling
exactly.
potatoes in a cart with a cart.
My
Perception's a 10.
You hear the sounds of birds. I mean, the forest is still alive here. You don't see any people or signs of life, like a village or anything around you.
Does that tunnel that's it's more revealed than before, right? Does it look like it goes pretty far?
Yeah, well, it's hard. Give me a perception check. It's hard to see exactly how far it goes just from where you're standing.
13.
13, you can see probably about 5 or 10 feet down until you lose sight, as the tunnel isn't just straight. It isn't just straight down. It kind of goes down and almost like curves, and you just see black.
Does it look like it's heading like towards the center of the hill? Like it goes like inward that way?
Yeah, like the direction that it is. So the hill's in front of you, right? Mm-hmm. And the whole kind of, it would go towards the bottom of the hill, right?
Okay. I don't know that we should hang around here too long.
I tend to agree.
Yeah, let's head up or away from this.
Didn't they say that the Enjoy clan likes to like stay in the trees?
That's what I
this
thought.
might be why, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. If these are created by some kind of creature, that tunnel looks like it might be heading towards the hill there. It could be a nest of something we don't want to meet.
Yep.
Nick.
Hey, Fennec! Just kind of like shout.
Ah, shit.
Oh, man.
You shout out?
Yeah.
Red.
You listen.
There's no one around.
That we
no
know.
sign of Fennec.
What if something happened to him?
He turned invisible. We don't know where he went.
I'm more willing to bet that little person knows how to get out of a slippery situation than we do.
Can I sniff
he'll
him
probably
out?
be fine.
You gonna try to sniff him out?
Yeah. Her and
Give me a
Puppy.
perception check.
Can Puppy aid?
Sure.
Yay. Okay, that was better. And that was a decent roll. What check is it?
Perception.
Oh, okay. 16 plus 9.
25.
That's actually what you needed.
Oh.
So, what are we looking for? You hear Othir say.
The satyr that was leading us earlier.
You see Othir's eyes kind of lead up the hill.
You think he's up there?
He is.
Anlith will sneak quietly over to the others. Even though Redrick just yelled, she's still being quiet. And when she gets in proximity, she'll shout, Fennec's up the hill. She'll point. I can smell him.
Well, we best reconvene then, huh?
Head on up.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll take a guard or positions. Those of you who like to shoot, maybe stay center mass. Me and Oog will take sides. Calder, you get front. Redrick, or back.
I'll be
Either
around.
way.
Agreed. Start heading up.
I grip my pistol, pull it out, but there's a reluctance to me removing it.
Okay, so you begin to climb this very steep hill in the middle
Quietly.
of the forest. Quietly.
Mhm.
All right, then one more round of stealth checks for me
Oh
then.
boy.
All right, come on, dice. Nope.
Oh. Whoa.
And he rolled a 6, just letting you guys know.
Jeez.
That is a 22.
Nice.
15 for Adlis, 16 for Othir.
18 for Redrick.
Okay.
16
Ooh.
for Ren.
Okay. Calder.
2.
Oh, God.
Feast or famine here.
Yeah.
I mean,
This is double
Oop
nat
got a
20s can happen
9.
every time.
Oop got a 9. Isaiah got 1.
Ooh.
Natural 1?
A natural 1 that ends up being a 1 as well. So. Ooh, sorry guys.
Oof.
Heading up the hill. You all seem to be rather quiet until you get about halfway, and it begins to get steeper and steeper and steeper as the large ape and Isaiah. At one point, the large ape kind of struggles and it slides back and almost knocks Isaiah over, and he has to catch it at one point. Come on, Ook, and you kind of give it a shove, and you can tell the old man is having a struggle climbing the hill, as you can hear the labored breathing of Isaiah in the back. Or sort of, you're in the front, or in the side. Where are you guys at the sides, Ook and you?
Yeah, we split.
Okay. Generally, not so quiet, but you tried your best.
We
But as
tried
you
our
guys-
best.
As you guys get about 150, 200 feet, the crest of the hill, you can see, gets less steep, and it almost sort of comes to this rounded top. At this point, the smell of smoke and the smell, Calder, you recognize, of death is definitely present. Let me just make sure I'm... So as you pass over the crest of this hill, you can see the source of the fire around you. What strikes you first is you see this massive tree, the trunk of which probably stands 8 to 10 feet in width, and it goes up 30 or so feet. You can see that the front of it is completely almost like, not engulfed in flames, but you can tell it's smoldering. It almost looks as if a flame kind of rose from the bottom and scooted its way up the tree about 20 or so feet. And in the center, it almost burns. The smoldering cinders are kind of falling off. You see them kind of remnants of bark and branch kind of fall to the ground. The sort of this red glow still in the center of the tree. It's still kind of a light. Around you, you can see what looks like remnants of burnt structures that are kind of tumbled and strewn around you. Burnt black, soot and ash everywhere, kind of still falling what looks like from the top of the trees as ash kind of rains down around you all still. Another striking image that you all see is near the tree, to both sides of it, are these two X's, what looks like large stakes in the ground, and what looks like small little skeletons that kind of hang there, tied, burnt. You just see the remnants of black, bodies, lifeless. And then you begin to kind of gather the surroundings as a shock kind of leaves your mind, and strewn around you, 30, 40 of these little bodies. Some burnt, some not. You can see sort of blood and carnage of what looks like halflings. You see one impaled by a small wooden spear, kind of lays back at the bottom of it. His skin gray. He has this like ponytail that's kind of tied back, and you just see his body like laying. That's probably the most intact body you see around you. You also see these same mounds. About four of them you count. All around you, sort of all around this carnage.
So you guys will see, like, Calder's eyes immediately narrow. I'm gonna like dart around looking for enemies, and I'm gonna divine sense as well.
Okay. Celestial Fiend and Undead?
Yes, within 60 feet.
My immediate question is, how long have these bodies been dead? If we can tell.
You would have to get closer to one.
Sure, I'll go up to the closest one.
Investigation or medicine, it's up to you.
Alright.
And I just want to know what color the leaves are on the tree.
The large tree? The one that's on fire?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They are not purple, if you were wondering.
Okay, yeah.
But the tree seems to be this massive white oak. And you look up and expecting maybe purple leaves, but they are these bright green leaves that seem to have life. And as you look up, you can see one of the lower branches, which the flames have reached, kind of, and it snaps and falls and kind of kicks up this spark and ash as you're looking up.
14 medicine.
It's hard to tell, but as you get closer to one of these charred bodies that lays on the ground, sort of in the center of what looks like a camp of sorts, the bones are definitely black and charred, but they still smoke. As you get close, that rank smell of a burning body fills your nose, Redrick.
Can I take a look around? He's just, Gas is kind of just in awe. He's kind of the structures that are still up, maybe even just around it. Maybe take a look to see if there's any at all survivors that
Perception
could be
check.
hiding out.
Did you want me to throw out a perception as well to look for?
Sure, you can.
I was looking for movement.
Yeah, go ahead.
Perception.
18.
That's a 12.
Cassis, you look up. You don't see any remnants of any structures in the trees. It seems like if there was any life up there, it has now been removed from the trees. But you do see one thing that in the trees that still kind of exists, connecting from the largest tree, the big one, center one, to a smaller one not too far away. You can see a kind of like a drawbridge that seems to be connected. It's rather small, but one of its sides kind of hangs loosely as it kind of dangles in between the two trees, and kind of sways in the wind. That's the only kind of structure you see in the trees above you. With an 18, no movement.
Okay.
Kind of following Cassis's gaze, behind the tree, you see what looks like almost a massive honeycomb, a bee's nest, right? There's this kind of a round oval structure that kind of lays behind the tree, kind of at an angle. You can see that it impacted the ground, and the remnants of whatever it was made of is kind of shattered around it, and it kind of lays at an angle as it sets up against the tree. It probably would stand if you stood it up high enough, 10-15 feet at the tallest, and it's probably about a good 10 to 15 feet around as well.
Okay. Divine sense doesn't ping anything?
No, you kind of focus your gaze. You do not sense anything.
Seeing everyone kind of stunned and like looking at this battle, just be like, "Hey, pretty recent. Eyes up," and just like start slowly walking forwards towards the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah and Ook are going to go to the X's and take those bodies down.
Adleth is going to be keeping a lookout.
Hey.
Fennec. Where you at?
No sign. Adleth, give me a perception check.
9 plus 9.
9 plus 9 is an 18. Calder, you call out for Fennec. Kind of listen. You don't hear anything. Redrick, as you approach the tree closer and closer, excuse me, you can see there has definitely been extensive damage to this tree.
Pardon?
Hello?
Hello.
Can you hear me? Am I
Yeah.
good?
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah,
Yes.
my mic just like cut out for a second. As you approach the tree, you can see that it is definitely hollow at one point. Inside, you kind of look. As you get closer, you can see what looks like the remnants of something spiraling within it. It's at that point, Adlith, as you're standing kind of at a farther off distance than the party, you feel something near one of the holes begin to rumble. Sort of this low vibration under your feet.
The bow is gonna be drawn, and she'll call.
At this point, you hear
to the party, something's here.
Yeah, you hear Othir kind of in your mind. Something's coming. And as you say, something's here. From underneath you, probably nearest to Ren and Castus at this point.
Yeah.
Bursting from beneath your feet, you see these massive worm-like creatures burst from these holes.
It's always worms.
It's always
Worms. Let's go.
Skittering out from these holes, you see these massive yellow tendrils. Kind of the first thing you see, coming out from the hole as this thing clambers out, like almost as if a very large centipede. It hisses. One bursts from the ground. You hear another hole. You see a second one. From the third and fourth, these large insect-like creatures have burrowed their way from the ground and have now made themselves present. I'm going to bring you guys over to a map.
Castus,
they're friendly.
Yes.
Castus and Calder
they're
both just here in
friends.
their heads. Fuck, fuck, fuck,
So
fuck.
I've kind of arranged you guys how I thought you may be, but you can arrange yourself however you would like.
Where is is that the burning tree?
The one, it's actually back here, kind of off screen.
Okay.
These massive...
Ew.
What the fuck?
Ew, gross.
Crawling bug-like creatures. As this thing opens its mouth, you can see a myriad of teeth, rows and rows of these sharp, jagged teeth, and coming out the side of its face are these two large pincers as they kind of click together. You can see these two massive blue eyes that sit on the side of its face. We are going to roll initiative.
All right. Come on, dice. Come on.
Okay.
We trade them.
Sorry, I was trying to fix the battle map thing. Well, you said the tree is in which direction?
It is here.
North.
Which I really didn't put you near it, but you might want to put yourself
Yeah, I
near
was gonna
there.
say I'd probably be pretty close by. What is my initiative?
All right, 25 to 20.
Oof.
I need to roll for egg.
Oh no.
I'll never be in that bracket.
25 to 20, nobody?
Literally impossible.
Okay, 20 to 15.
17.
18.
18.
Add this an 18. Isaiah, you said you were 17? Okay, 15 to 10. Alrighty. 10 to 5.
8.
Oh,
Also an 8.
7.
Both of you guys got an 8?
Yeah, I believe I have higher decks.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Am I missing anybody? Yes, I am. Egg ball.
What did Eggball get?
He got a 10.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So as these monstrosity bug-like creatures come bursting from the hole, the first one to react is going to be either Ren or Adlif. I don't know who has the higher dex between you two.
Probably me.
16.
18.
All right. Ren, you were the first to act.
All right, she is just going to reflexively swing up her bow and take a shot at this guy. And
Which one are you shooting again? I'm sorry.
I'm shooting this one.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
And that is going to be a... Ah, damn it, I should have hid first. Oh, well. That is going to be a 22.
That'll hit.
Okay. And that is just the 1d6.
You hit.
Oh, fucker.
You hit with that, right?
I did hit with that, yeah.
As your bow kind of flings out, you see this orange sort of essence curl around it and ignite the tip on fire. It's going to deal an extra 1d6 damage, fire damage to it.
All right.
As Puppy kind of like breathes out this like essence towards it.
That's awesome. Okay, so with that added d6, then that is a total of 10 damage.
10 damage total.
Yes. And...
Too much stuff going on in front of me.
And then she's gonna come back around here and hide.
Nice subject.
That is an 11. Yeah, that's an 11.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
big
think you're
11.
hidden behind the trees?
Yeah, sure, it's probably fine. That's my turn.
Okay. 1 second. Okay. So as you fire this arrow, you see it. You pull it back and you knock your arrow and you fire it just as normal. But as it's leaving, almost in midair, you see the tip of it kind of light up with a flame as it impacts with this bug-like creature as it looks for you as you dash off behind the tree. Anything else?
That's all I can do. That is all I can do.
Adlith is going to take her bow and line up a shot at the one that Ren fired at. That's a natural 20.
That'll hit.
I'm going to favored foe it because it doesn't take in bonus action. Favored foe is just when you hit, and it's like a concentration spell.
Okay.
So that'll do a D8 plus a D4 plus. Does my 5 from Foe Slayer get doubled?
Any dice that you roll, double it.
If it's not a dice, it's just a.
No.
It's okay.
It's just a modifier.
Okay. Do I just double the dice or roll twice?
Just double the dice.
Okay. 7, 8, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 25 points of damage.
God
25
damn.
points of damage. As this thing kind of whirls around to find your friend, you find the perfect opportunity to... Perfect aim as you hit this thing right in his chest. It kind of knocks it into the ground.
And she's going to use a bonus action to tell Puppy to go up and bite it.
Okay. You have control of Puppy's token?
Yep.
Bite him, Puppy!
Let's go. Come on, Puppy, you got this.
Nibbles, bitch.
That's a 17.
17. I'm sorry to ask this, but is imbuing Ren's weapon with flame, is that his bonus action? Or is that a reaction? That's a reaction, correct?
It doesn't even say that. It just says when another creature within 30 feet of the Drake that it can see hits a target with a weapon attack, the Drake infuses the strike with its essence, causing the target to take an extra 1d6 damage determined by its draconic essence.
Gotcha. Okay. So, what was it to hit? Did you roll to hit?
16.
16. That'll hit.
Okay. It's gonna do 3, 4, 5 points of piercing damage.
5 points of piercing. As you now see Othir kind of... As it leaps... You see it latch onto one of the many legs that this creature has, and it rips one off as you see this green liquid kind of squirt into the air. This thing looks pretty hurt.
That's her turn.
Okay. It is now their turn.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
I don't want to be next to this thing.
This thing's actually going to move right there.
Smells the baked goods and he attacks egg.
Indeed. Ignoring the child, the puppy. Should go this way. Okay.
Does he get an attack of opportunity?
He would.
Yeah, come on, bite. 13 plus 5, 18.
18? That'll hit.
Yeah. 8 points of damage. Good job, puppy.
8 points of damage. Othir does not like this thing. Okay, so it's their turn. So we're going to start from the top here. These carrion crawlers, they get 2 attacks. So the first one is going to be with these massive tentacles that are kind of reaching out the front of its face. Reaching out towards you, Redrick, is going to lash out with one of these tentacles. That is going to be a 21 to hit.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Okay.
10-foot reach.
10-foot
Careful,
reach.
y'all.
Indeed.
Got my D4.
Great for like Castus.
Okay, so I rolled a 4, so
Why'd you
that's
get
6
away
points.
first?
That's 6 points of poison damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh,
I
remember
am-
the disadvantage is only within 5 feet.
I still
Oh,
Yeah.
it's gonna be an 8 total.
With an 8, you feel this tentacle pierce, and almost at each one of the ends of these tentacles, as it hits you, you can tell that it has almost like these little barbs as they puncture you straight in the chest, and it you feel something wash over you as you all of a sudden feel very, very weak. As the beast is kind of welling up inside of you, you're now poisoned.
Oh fuck.
Okay.
Is it just the poison condition, or does he have any other adverse effects type?
Yep. You are now paralyzed as well. Make things worse. Thank you.
Yikes.
All right. Well, have fun with this fight, guys.
I was getting to the fun part. Next thing. This thing is going to lash out with its mighty jaws at you. It's going to bite you colder.
Oh, good.
So that is going to be a 15 hit.
No, miss.
As you see this thing lash out with its tentacles, it nails Redrick, and you see him kind of freeze up. This thing turns towards you with its massive maw, and you just parry it with your sword right into its mouth, and kind of knocking its head back. That's the end of its turn. This one is going to attack you, Isaiah.
There.
First with its tentacle. Yep, that's going to hit a 24 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
Need you to make a Constitution saving throw as you take 4 points of poison damage.
We're gonna die.
No.
I'm usually. Ugh. That's an 11.
11. You are now paralyzed and poisoned.
God damn.
It is not in range to make a bite attack on you, unfortunately, for me. Fortunately for you. So that is going to be the end of his turn. But you are now paralyzed and poisoned.
Carrion crawlers are fucked up, guys.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
telling me.
This one is going to attack Castus and Eggval.
Sure.
The tentacles are going to go against. Let's see here. That'll be against you, Castus. There's only going to be a 14 to hit.
That's my armor class.
Oh, no. So you're going to take 3 points of poison damage. Constitution saving throw.
Okay, well, let's first line take my damage. Okay, my con saving throw is what? 3? 14?
14. You feel these barbs pierce your chest. As it rips out, you can feel this as your heart begins to pound faster and faster. But you shake off the effect.
Yes!
Is now going to reach out with a bite against Eggvall. Yeah, it's going to hit with a 23.
Oh, we're gonna kill Eggvall tonight.
No. Poor Liam, no.
That's going to be 5 points of piercing damage to Egg. So I honestly go look at something real quick.
Okay.
All right. This is going to be in the end of that one's turn. This one is going to lash out at you, Adlith, with its tentacles.
Okay.
That's going to be an 18 to hit.
Yep.
Oh god, these guys suck.
6
Yeah.
points of poison damage and a Constitution saving throw.
19.
That'll do it. You are not poisoned. As the same barbs kind of find perches of your chest. You shake off the poison effect.
Okay.
Sorry, give me 1 second, guys.
I'm nervous, y'all.
Damn.
A lot of paralyzed
Okay.
people.
Distance fighter. Distance fighter.
So, that is going to be their turn.
Okay.
It is now going to
that's
be Isaiah. Paralyzed. You
Yeah.
get to make another Constitution saving throw at the end of your turn.
Awesome.
Ugh.
You got
Thank
this.
God.
You got this.
Come on, buddy. Does Ook get to go on your turn, or does he have his own?
He goes right after me, so that's a 20 total.
You are no longer paralyzed. So
Nice.
this is at the end of your
Awesome.
turn.
It is at the end of my turn, so I can't command him technically with a bonus action, but
Correct.
he can still move and take his reaction.
Mm-hmm.
And
So-
seeing me
go ahead.
get hurt, he's going to run directly over this way. But that he can do that and then dodge.
So you are still poisoned,
Yeah.
but you're no longer paralyzed.
Excellent.
You kind of shake off this pain. You look to your right, and this massive bug is just standing, sort of reeling up at you. All right. That's going to be it for you. Next would be Egg. But Ren, as you kind of rush behind these trees, you hear... you look up, and you see a small little satyr in the trees. Seems like Fennec has not left you all, after all. So let me see here. He has a little short bow, and he is going to aim at this one down over here. With an 8, he will miss. As you can see, this panic look on his face. He looks down at you.
I'm gonna meet his eyes and just like deep breaths, okay? It's gonna be okay. Deep, look. Deep breath. Oh.
All right, that's going to be the end of his turn. Egg's turn. Let me just see. So as a bonus action, he is going to definitely give someone bardic inspiration. So you're going to feel a warm heat in your pocket, Castus. You can feel this warmth. You now have a bardic inspiration die.
Noise.
Yeah, it's a D6, right?
It is a d6. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, so he is going to. I was trying to think of what he wanted to do, but I think he's just going to take out his longsword and attack the thing next to him for the moment. So that is going to be
Hey, Gordon, while he's doing that, just so you're aware, on the stream,
Yeah,
the
I know.
bottom. Okay.
I don't have
20 to hit,
the
it's
other
definitely
one
gonna
ready
hit.
right now. I'll see if I can do something simple about it. But
Gotcha.
It's going to be a 9 plus 3, so it'll be 12 points of damage to this thing right next to all of you.
Nice. Good job, Liam.
And that's going to be his turn. Calder, you are up next.
Okay. Seeing Frederick get fucked, I'll say Frederick shit, and run over meow to like place myself between the carrion crawler and Redrick. So like holding my sword in front of me with one hand, I'll reach the other one back, and I'm gonna dump 5 points lay on hands into you, Redrick, to neutralize the poison.
No longer poisoned.
Which I'm hoping that removes the
also-
paralyzation.
So I don't know, because I think the paralyzation is until the poison ends. You're right.
Okay.
He is no longer paralyzed.
Cool. So I'll do that, and then as I'm doing that and holding the sword in front of me, I just like look at does the carrion crawler have eyes?
It does. These massive two bulbous eyes.
I'm assuming he's looking at me right now. I'll say you're next, and I'm gonna as a bonus action cast Hunter's Mark.
Okay. He is now marked.
And that's me.
Okay, I thought there was a target. I thought there was a target symbol in Roll20, but I guess not. That works good enough for me. All right, so Redrick, you are now up, kind of shaking off this poison and paralyzation. You don't know what just happened to you. Now you see Calder standing in front of you, and a massive creature. And when I say these things are massive, they stand 10 feet tall as they rear up, as they're kind of the back half of their body stays on the ground, but their front half kind of rears up. And these like long tentacles are kind of lashing out down at Calder at the moment.
all right. I guess I'll kind of like, I was paralyzed. Maybe like on my knees, I'll like put one hand on the ground and like start to get up as Calder hears me say, "Well, now you made me mad," and just like kind of look up. And as he does, he'll rage as a bonus action. You see his jaw kind of just like extends into almost like this dragony like snout, and just one hand on the ground, just like, ugh. And then he's gonna go like almost crawling on the ground, like barely even on two legs, run at this thing and try and bite it.
Let out the beast.
Exactly. So let's see how that goes. An 8 to hit.
That'll miss. As Calder, you hear this kind of this bestial growl come from behind you as you see a creature kind of rear up beside you, and you notice to your left is now Redrick. Where once he had a tail, out of his face, kind of almost as if the skin kind of melds into this large red dragon snout as you just see it. But as it does, it doesn't seem to find purchase through this thing's outer shell as it kind of skitters back.
And then I'll almost just like prowl around it to put it into words. I don't really know, just like keep an eye on it and like shift.
Prowl that boy.
Yeah, exactly. Get ready to bite again from behind.
Cassis, you are up. Ren, you're on deck.
Okay. I'm running the fuck away from this thing, so I should be over here. 30.
So it's definitely going to get an attack of opportunity on you.
Figured as much.
So I think it'll be a 9 with a natural 1.
Ooh, yes. All right.
Nice.
So
This
like,
tentacle
as it
kind
went by,
of, you just feel this tentacle on the back of your neck.
I run a spin, and I will take a shot.
Get him.
That's 14 plus 7 is 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay, let's do my rainbow. Here we go. And that is not bad. That is 8 points of piercing damage.
Piercing damage.
The same thing that happened to Ren will happen to Castus, as the bullet kind of lights on fire as it flies through this thing. So it's an extra D6 of fire.
Nice.
So as Castus, as you whirl and you aim your pistol, you fire. You can see as the as the muzzle kind of flashes like it normally does, behind as the bullet, you can actually see the bullet traveling at this point as a streak of fire and flame kind of follows the bullet as it impacts, and you see the flame kind of hit and burst into this flame.
Is that every
Extra
attack
5
within
points
range?
of fire.
That's the way it here. I'll post it in Roll20.
Okay.
It's if you look at the block for him, it's under the reactions tab.
Yeah, it's a reaction. I thought it was a reaction.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So one round.
Yeah, so it actually he wouldn't be able to do that. So the D6 doesn't quite happen because
Sorry.
it doesn't come back
The
around.
other one happened
That's all right.
before its turn, though.
Still cool though. What was that?
The other one happened before its turn, though.
So it should have its reaction back, technically.
Oh right. No, yeah. Go ahead and roll it then.
That was a 5 then. 5 fire points. Extra
Yeah,
fire.
Get these things as much as possible.
Very
I
awesome.
guess like a tracer round. That's cool.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
flaming tracer. Anything else?
No, that was action. Yeah, I will. Nope, I want to hold that for now. I'm doing okay. So, yep, that's the end of my turn.
Okay, Ren, you are up. Adlith, you're on deck.
Okay. So the one that this guy right here looks. Oh, hang on. This guy right here is looking pretty rough.
He's looking pretty rough.
Okay. I'll see if I can finish him off. And then, was I actually hidden or no?
You are not.
Okay. Ooh, I don't think that's gonna hit. 10.
10, that'll miss.
Yeah.
As you fire, your arrow. You see your arrow impact the dirt pile and just stick out. Poof. You hear this thud.
I'm just gonna say, shit. And then I'm going to try to hide again
Give me a stealth check.
because I'm a rogue.
I got grit.
15 that time.
15. Okay. You think you're hidden?
Slightly better. And that will be my. I'm just gonna move a little. I can't move my token for some. There it goes. All right, that'll be my turn.
Okay. Adlith, you are now up.
That was a 17 to hit.
Which one?
The one that's marked. The one. Yeah.
That one there?
Yeah.
That'll hit?
'cause okay. Which dice is on this and then on this? 5, 6, 7, 8 plus 5, 8, 9, 13 points of
15
damage.
points of damage. As you fire this arrow, it's about to reel up with its tentacles, and you just fire. It hits right at the underside of its. You can see this green liquid that kind of pours out of its mouth as it lays there dead on the ground. This pool of green, bloody liquid just pooling out of it.
Okay. Then she's going to command Puppy to move here to be. That's flanking there, right?
It's kind of hard to tell. These creatures are large, but I would give it to you.
Okay, he can also reach here. So it's direct.
That's more direct, yep.
Okay. So is that advantage or do we just
That's
do
advantage.
a flat? Okay.
No, you can roll with advantage.
Okay. Well, that's a natural 1. So that sucks. And that's a natural 19. So that really saved Puppy. And then it's a D6. That's a 4 plus 2 is 6 damage.
6 damage to the carrion crawler. Okay. Puppy's on a biting spree.
And then Adlith is going to move. I can't move Adlith's token though.
Oh, I always forget to change that. I apologize.
That's okay. You got Puppy, so it's one half of the duo.
There you go.
5, 10, 15, 20.
Okay. Anything else?
No, that's her turn.
It is now the crawler's turn. This one's going to move right here. Okay. We're going to start right here. So you kind of standing in front of it now, Calder. These tentacles are going to lash out at you. That is going to be a 16 to hit.
Just hits.
Okay. That's going to be 4 points of poison damage, and I need you to make a con save for me.
You got this. Come on.
That's not good.
Natural
Oh, no.
one.
That's not great.
Ugh.
Fuck me.
Oh, man.
As
Oh,
you're
it's
standing
better.
there, you feel as 3 of these tentacles impact, and you feel your veins kind of pulsing, and you feel them all tense up in your as this thing comes down to is going to bite you. It's a roll at advantage. 16 to hit.
Yeah. Yeah.
An 8. So they are all criticals.
Oh.
Oh, fucking fuck.
Yeah.
Oh.
Alrighty. Oof. So that's only it's gonna be 10 points of piercing damage. As this thing bites down onto you.
Bad.
It's not good.
Alright.
What are-
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna tease and say, what, you don't have nearly 40 health points like Adlith?
Your rolls are ridiculous.
Your stats are high.
If the carrion crawler turns his gaze onto Isaiah and starts going after him, Ook will. He can't actually hit him, but he will start throwing hands to distract the thing and give it disadvantage as his reaction.
That is definitely what he was going to do. But he is going to it is going to lash out at you with its tentacles as they try to grab onto you and pierce you with its barbs. One was a natural 20. The other one is going to make it an 11.
That misses.
Hey, ook.
Yes.
So
Good
as
boy,
it so as these tentacles try to pierce into you, Ook at the last moment kind of you see it reach up and grab it by the tentacle and toss it down towards the ground. As then it turns back, it's gonna bite out of you.
I mean, fair.
This is when the Evan rolls start to come in. A 7 to hit.
That misses.
All right. You are still poisoned.
That's fair.
Actually, you you are actually. I think you saved from the poison. You were no longer poisoned. You made your save last time, right?
Made the save.
Yeah.
I
you were
thought
no
that
longer
only ended the paralysis. I'm fine if it's
ending the poison on its
Nice.
success. No,
Perfect.
very good. All right, that's going to be the end of that turn. It's going to be this one, which is going to lash out at Egbo with his tentacles. It's going to be a 19 to hit, which is definitely going to hit him. It's going to be 5 points of poison damage. And a Constitution saving throw, which he makes with an 18. And a bite coming his way as well. It's definitely going to hit with a 22. 6 plus 2 is 8 points. Piercing damage. Okay.
Kill him.
Kill him!
Well, his character's not here. He has to die.
No.
The player's not here.
And Ren, as you are kind of hiding behind this tree, you realize why Fennec was really in a panic. As you see kind of whirling around the other side of the tree, another one of these creatures as it is leaning its head and tentacles up towards Fennec.
Oh no.
DM, just as a quick note, I needed to make some Constitution saves to maintain concentration,
Right.
but I succeeded both.
Thank you.
Just so you're aware.
Yes, sir. And this thing is going to lash out at our satyr friend. It's going to hit with 21.
Oof.
6 points of damage. And he will fail his save as well, as you see Fennec kind of slump up against the tree as this thing is going to bite at him.
Oh,
Shit.
A natural 20.
oh shit.
They're already
Oh,
criticals.
no.
They're already criticals.
All right.
He's paralyzed.
Yeah.
Guys.
It's wasting a 20. It's wasting a 20. Good.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
14. So he's going to take...
We should have asked the Green Braids for some potions.
Yeah.
We've
Well, they
done a
left
They
couple.
would have
before
given
it
us
gets
more
asked or
water, though.
anything.
Sure, you want that?
You see this massive creature and its two manacles, or is it mandibles? What are these things? They're mandibles, right?
Mandibles. Yep.
Yeah, they as Fennec is paralyzed, you see that wraps him up and just and then lets him go as you see him hits the dirt
Yikes.
out of the tree. Unmoving.
It'll be fine.
Yikes, indeed.
All right, this is going
That's
to be
our
the end
guide.
of their turn. Isaiah.
Shit.
It'd be like that.
I don't even know that I've seen Fennec though.
You can definitely see him as you see something thud against the ground.
That's a later problem. All right. Ook and I were working so well before keeping him off me. I'm gonna try and come around and take a swipe with my hammer. I was really hoping the next people we fought were gonna have weapons for me. Ooh, those are the same. 9 and 6 is 15.
That'll hit.
Yes. That's plus 6. Yep. All right. That is 6 damage.
6 points of damage.
And then Ook is going to follow up from the other side with a punch. And he's going to crit.
Nice. Natural 20 from Ook.
All right.
Nuke 20.
Come on, we got total of 10 damage from Ook.
All right.
Nice.
Another 10. As Ook, you see this thing. You see it sort of shake its head in pain. Anything else?
That's everything we can do.
Okay. Next would be Fennec's turn. He still remains unmoving on the ground.
Shit.
Egg Ball. I believe, as a bonus action, Egg is going to turn. None of you really heard this, but he whispers something under his breath, and he is going to cast Cure Wounds, or not Cure Wounds, but Healing Word on Fennec. I believe he's in range.
60 feet.
Sure.
Should be.
60
Yep.
feet,
5 feet.
easily enough. Okay. Oh, a 4. Okay. Healing Word's a bonus action, correct?
Yep.
So with his regular action, he's going to keep swinging at this massive bug here. The natural 20! Look at that.
Oh.
Nice.
Okay, so
Puppy has his reaction back, right?
he does.
He's gonna infuse it.
All right. That's a D6, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, lots of dice. Unfortunately, you rolled a 1 on the damage die. 2, 6, 8, 12 plus 3. So that's going to be 15 points of damage to this thing.
Nice.
As you see, as Egg kind of rears up his long sword he goes to slam down on this thing's carcass, and as he does, the flame or the blade itself lights up for a brief moment as this red flame kind of engulfs it, leaving this flaming arc in the air as he slices through this carrion crawler. That is going to be Egg's turn. It is now Calder, and Redrick, you are on deck.
Paralyzed, right?
Yes, you are. Go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, buddy. 10.
You are still paralyzed. You're struck. Can't break it. Redrick.
Fucking A.
All right, I'm just gonna keep
Cassius, you're up next.
trying to chomp at this thing, I guess. Do I still get advantage if Calder's paralyzed? I don't think so, right?
No.
All right. So then, normal roll, and I can't roll attacks because that's a 9.
9. This thing.
Actually,
You're not
10.
really used
if
to
that matters.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
You're still used to this, trying to get used to this new kind of mutation that you're going through, and the beast is kind of taking over a little too much at this point. You're not finding purchase. Anything else?
Nope. That's it.
Okay. Cassius, Ren, you're
All right,
up
which
next.
of these guys is the most fucked up?
As you can see, probably the one you shot at.
This
You
one
can
down
see
here?
green wounds, just green blood oozing out of wounds all over its body. It seems to be troubling to hold its own body weight.
All right, I'm going to attack that. Take aim. Take a deep breath. As everyone's getting fucked up around me, kind of just focusing on my target, and spend a grit for a violent shot. Ooh, that's a 19 plus stuff. That's like 26 to hit.
That'll hit, yeah.
Okay, so it's 1d10. Well, actually, no, it's 2d10 because of my violent shots. Ooh, that's not bad. That is a 15 points.
That'll definitely do it. As you kind of take aim after seeing the kind of startled after your bullet caught on fire last time, you cock the hammer once again and fire, and you hit this thing square into one of its eyes as it kind of explodes and falls next to
Yeah.
Now, would you consider this a significant threat?
What? A significant threat.
Okay, so with the grit, I can regain my grit if I roll a 20, or if I deal a killing blow to a significant threat at your discretion.
Definitely a significant threat to me.
Okay, cool. Then I am going to action surge, turn my attention to the one that's harrying Redrick and Calder. I'm going to spend another grit for another violent shot.
Gritty.
Oh, that's not great. Okay, that's that is let's see, my numbers, that's a 9.
9. That'll miss. As you fire and you feel it, Redrick. Just a brief gust of wind.
I got my bardic inspiration. All
All right.
Come on. 666.
That's a 10.
So you rolled a 1? Alright, that's still the same result. Unfortunately, that'll miss.
Come on, Liam.
Okay.
Come on, Liam. Bad stew.
Do better.
Anything
All
else,
right, well,
Cassius?
that was my action. Second, that was an action surge, grit. That's it for me this round.
Okay, Ren, you were up.
Real
Okay,
quick,
am I-
don't those
Go ahead.
inspiration dice do something special when you use them?
I believe the way he has it,
I think it's like an
is
alternative use or
Yes.
something.
You can either use it normally or
Yeah.
re-roll a saving throw, I think.
re-roll a saving throw that you failed in your last turn.
Yeah.
Or gain 10 HP when you use it. I thought, or regain.
Oh,
Never
I
mind.
think
You
you're
haven't been
right.
hit. I don't think so.
Like when you use it normally, you heal something.
Yeah. I don't think you've done that. So, never mind.
Give me a second, but I'll let you guys know. Uno momento. I have it here. I just wasn't prepared. You may regain hit points equal to the roll.
1 point.
Nice.
I mean,
Hey, better than nothing.
It's better than 0.
Exactly.
Very good.
All right. Ren,
Done.
Okay. Am I hidden from this one?
you are.
Okay. So I'm going to take a shot at it with advantage.
Get him.
Okay. First one is an 18. See if I can get that nat 20. No, but I got a 22. So.
Oh, that'll hit.
All right. Oh, no, not that one. Don't touch that dice.
There will be no sneak attack since Fennec is no longer in its.
But I was hidden.
Oh, true. Sorry.
Okay.
About that.
So that's
Don't mind me.
5. And
Oh, that
what is
rogue
this?
die.
It fell. What was it? Oh, nice. Okay, so that's 11 points. Oh, no, wait. So that's 11 plus 4. Okay, so 15 points of damage.
Hey, 15 points of damage.
Nice.
And I will, since I'm within range of it, I will disengage. And I will back away. And 15, 20, 25, 30. And as I'm backing away, I'll scream at it. And like wave my arms around like, hey bitch, I just fucked you up.
Yeah. And as you fire the arrow, it hits its back and it instantly just its head turns towards you and it begins to scramble down the tree.
Okay, great, mission accomplished. Fennec, you better run. That's my turn.
Alrighty. Yeah, and you see Fennec just on the ground. You can't really see his face, but he's just laying there like paralyzed at this moment.
Oh,
shit.
It is Adlith. You're up next.
Okay. She's going to fire at the one in front of Fennec.
The trees.
18 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. And I'm going to do I sorry. Paired foe country for some turns, D4, you mark the proficiency bonus. Okay. I'm going to bonus action Hunter's Market, sorry. I got favorite foe and Hunter's Mark mixed up in terms of their thingy majiggers. So I'm just posting it in the chat for me to read it. Okay, it's a D6. 8, 6. Oh, damn, that's great damage. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 18 points of damage.
killing it.
Nice.
And then I've just got to read Puppy's thing really quick. Because I don't know what he can do on his own. Trait companion. In combat, shares your initiative, takes a turn immediately after. But the only action it takes on its turn is to dodge, unless you use a bonus action to command it. Can it still move?
I believe I don't remember. I think it acts the same on your turn. Let me see.
It's the third paragraph that talks about combat.
It can move and use its reaction on its own.
Okay, then Puppy's going to move 5, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. There you go.
Okay. Anything else?
No, that's her turn. Sorry, that took a second.
No, you're okay. All right, it is now the crawler's turn. Redrick, seemingly being no threat, this thing is going to bite at Calder. So we'll
Sorry,
start with
Calder.
the bite.
Do you mean the other way around?
No.
Calder didn't hit it either.
No, yeah, I'm still
Well-
paralyzed.
Yeah.
It doesn't even recognize Redrick's existence at this point.
Like, hey, over
Um,
here.
Yeah, so
Oh,
that is
just
going
still standing
to,
there with my sword and my arm reached back.
going to be a 23 to hit.
Yeah.
Oh,
And your automatic crits.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Say goodnight, guys.
Oh, you're fine.
It's going to
fine.
be 7 total points of damage,
Wow. Okay.
piercing damage. And the
On a crit?
tentacles. That was on the crit, yes. Tentacles are going to lash out at you, Red. Oof. Natural 19 plus 8 is going to be a 27.
Yeah, that'll hit.
All right.
A bit.
You're going to take 5 points of poison damage and a con save from you as well.
All right. Hey, a 20.
20. You once again resist the poison flowing in your veins.
First good roll this combat.
That's what I like to see. It's going to end its turn. It's going to go down here to you, Isaiah.
Yep.
It is going to try to attack you with its tentacles.
That's fair.
17 plus 8, 25 to hit.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
So that's going to be 5 points of poison damage and a con save from you as well.
That is 14.
That'll be fine. You made it. Just makes it.
That'll be fun.
Okay.
Once again, these barbs find purchase, but you resist the poison. It is also going to bite out at you. Natural 20.
Oh.
What D20 are you using?
I love it, though.
God damn.
Murder.
So that's going to be 10 points of piercing damage to you, Isaiah.
Now,
Youch.
I didn't say that Ook was doing the disadvantage thing.
You didn't.
But that's because I was saving it. Isaiah falls unconscious.
Oh no!
Oh, buddy.
All right.
That was exactly how much hit points I had.
Mm.
Brutal.
Yes.
Buddy.
Oh. I had a
Thanks
plan.
for all
I
the
was going to
healing.
help.
I think that's like 90% of the healing in our party down right now. Just throwing it out there.
No.
This thing is solely focused on you, Ren, at this point.
Between
And
me
it's
and
going to-
Isaiah.
Is going to
No, we
attack
got-
you
we
with
got egg
its tentacles. 26 to hit.
Yep.
That is going to be 4 points of poison damage, and I need you to make me a
Alright.
Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Come on, Ren.
Ren, you got this.
Isaiah,
I
you
do
would
not
be up
got
next.
this. That's a 6.
Oh,
You are now poisoned.
Guys,
Parallels.
it's falling apart so fast.
It's going to reach out with its mandibles and bite you. That is going to be a 14 to hit.
Oh, that misses.
That'll
Oh,
miss.
thank God.
As you kind of freeze up, at one point you see Adlith as Othir now is on this thing's back, kind of clawing and biting, doing everything it can to distract this creature from attacking Ren. And it is now distracted and it misses Ren. That is going to be end of their turn. Isaiah.
Come on, buddy.
Don't laugh.
It's a 9.
Oh,
That's one failure.
No.
But on your turn, after you make that roll, Ook now kind of goes berserk, and he's going to still make an attack on the bug on top of you.
All right. Much better. That's a 16 plus
That'll hit. That'll hit.
5.
Definitely hit.
For 8 damage.
Points of damage. As you just see this metallic gorilla doing all it can. Okay. It would be Fennec's turn.
On Fennec.
Okay.
Off your ass.
And it is now Egg's turn. As he would now... Whoa, stretching him out. rush up to the bug. As a bonus action, he is going to... you know what? As I want to play Eggball, I am actually going to do something a little bit different. And he's going to kind of slide into the dirt next to you, standing in front of the bug. He's just going to reach his hand down, and he's going to cast Cure Wounds.
Tight.
Anything but a crit. It'd probably still be up. No.
I only rolled a 1 on the 8 again. So that's going to be 5 points of healing for you.
Oh man.
Hey, you're conscious.
Awake though.
Yeah.
Or awake.
That sucked.
And as a bonus action, he is going to give you a bardic inspiration die as well. So you're going to feel this warmth in your pocket once again. All right, that's going to end Egg's turn. It is now Calder. Redrick, you're up next.
17.
17. You shake it off. The poison and the paralyzation.
As it wears off, I almost my knees dip a little bit, like I almost drop to the ground and sort of steady myself. But
that's it.
Yeah.
Redrick.
I think I'm kind of
Cassius, you're up
pissed
next.
that it doesn't see me as a threat. So I'm just gonna stamp the ground and just almost roar, just a foot, roar, and try and attack it again. And get an 11. So I've got a 9, 10, and 11. So we're going up. Eventually I'll hit it. Eventually I'll hit
Oh
it.
my god.
I
Do you
don't
have
know.
another D20?
I literally just lost the one I was using on my floor. I don't know if you guys saw me looking around, but I just used a different one and it's still failing me, so.
Need to
Need
put
more.
that thing in some
I
salt.
give him my bardic inspiration.
I have to
sure,
go into the
give it to you.
vault and grab another dice. Give me a second.
Cassis.
Okay, which one is looking worse for wear? The one here?
Probably here. As
That
you
one?
see this
Okay,
one kind of limping. As you see now a dragon on its back.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna shoot. Come on.
Ren, you're up next. Adlith, you're on deck.
Does a 13 hit?
13 just hits.
Oh, thank God. Okay. All right. Yeah, look at the little dragon friend. Help. And that's 5 plus 3 is 8 points of piercing damage as a
Points of
fire.
piercing damage.
Oh yeah, he can do the fire because he has his reaction back, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, he'll do the fire. 6 points or a d6. Sorry.
I'm using different time. Using different. There we go. Oh, that's cocked. It's bad cocked. 5. 5 points of
Hey!
fire.
5
radiant.
points.
I'm so proud of you guys.
As once again, oddly enough, you see your bullet ignite as this stream of flame follows it. As it impacts, you can see it poof, kind of leaves this mark on the side of this thing's body.
Nice.
All right. Well, that is my action. Don't really have a bonus action to speak of. It's the end of my turn.
All right, Ren.
All right. Ooh, okay, 19.
You are good. You are no longer poisoned and or paralyzed. Very cool.
Very
So you're shake your head. You see this thing standing above you. You can see Othir trying its best to harry it as it was trying to attack you. It is now Edlith and
Hi, puppy.
That was a 17 to hit that I rolled.
That'll hit.
Okay, she's aiming at her hunter's marked one, the one that's fighting Ren.
Mhm.
That was the wrong die. This one. 5, 10, 16 points of damage.
16 points of damage. As this thing looks like it's about to chomp down on you again, Ren, you brace yourself and as you're kind of sprayed with this green liquid as this thing is now dead.
Side note, DM, I lost concentration.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you.
Adlook is gonna move up here, and Puppy's going to move. Oh, Puppy can get in range. Meow, over to this one.
Meow.
Puppy can use his bonus action to bite, or my bonus action to make Puppy bite. 14 plus 5, 19.
That'll hit.
4 plus 2 is 6.
6 points of damage. As Othir he just starts clawing and biting into this thing.
And that's my turn.
Small but furious.
Good job, guys.
Alrighty, it is now their turn.
First damage done to that one, despite
Dude,
Calder being over here for
the
5
only
rounds.
useful thing I have been able to do this fight was to unparalyze the other useless guy.
Yep. Yep. Exactly.
We've been
Unparalleled.
And I am the
Me
useless
and you.
guy, so
To not hit it.
we're having a good time over here.
Yeah, we're just
Alright.
chilling.
We're running interference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you
Keeping
see
that one off the
Othir
rest of us.
jump on this
Exactly.
thing's back and begin to bite and claw at it. It whirls around and it shakes him off as you see the young dragon kind of go skidding into the dirt. Its eyes focuses on you, Redrick. So it's going to lash out at you with its tentacles. Man,
Let it
18 to hit.
try. Okay, it did.
It tried and it succeeded.
Yeah.
Only 3 points of poison damage. I need you to make me a con save.
That is an 11.
11, that is a failure. You are now
buddy.
poisoned and paralyzed.
Yeah, that sounds about
It
right.
will bite you. With a little death marker over you. Alright, it's
You're
going
raging
to...
though, right?
I am.
Okay.
So it should help against the bite.
Yeah.
That is going to be a 23 to hit. Automatic
That'll
crits.
hit.
That's 14 points of piercing damage reduced to 7.
Okay.
All right.
Not terrible. How you
As
looking?
this thing grasps onto you.
I'm alive.
That's what I like to hear.
That sounded
This
a
one-
little.
little rough, little rough.
Okay.
This one here. I'm gonna have to go after Egg.
Ukul imposed disadvantage on it.
Good, because that was a natural 20.
Oh lord.
That. What is his armor class? Still gonna hit with a 15.
At least
It's
it's
not
not
a
a
crit.
20.
Yeah.
Okay. Right here. Natural 1. He's now
Oh.
paralyzed. Poisoned.
Not great.
Woof.
It's going to bite him. Natural 1 and a 9. It will miss as the massive, large gorilla is just throwing all of its body weight into the side of this creature, knocking it off balance as it went down to try to grab a hold of Eggval. 2 massive ape hands come slamming into its face. Lucky.
Yeah.
And that is going to be the end of their turn. It is now Isaiah.
Okay. Okay. How are we gonna do this? Don't commit full section.
Use your dad powers.
Hit it with a fanny pack.
Tell him he's grounded.
I'm disappointed.
Disappointed glare.
It's an insta kill.
See, the fun part is I didn't pack anything that actually does damage. All right. I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna look at the thing. I'm gonna look across the thing at Ook and be like, "Well, at least if we die, they'll probably kill it before any of them do, and then we're both gonna take swings."
Awesome.
And I am definitely going to use inspiration on this one.
You regain that number of hit points.
Yep. Which is 3. But that's 15 and 6, so 21.
Okay. With this hammer.
Nice. Max damage, so a total of 8. And then
8
points from the other side. Ooh, nice. With a 21 to
Okay.
hit. And 5 more damage.
5 more points of damage. As the 2 apes swing at this thing.
The 2 apes.
One wielding a
Subtle
hammer.
shade.
It's looking rough for sure. It has taken a number of blows from Ook. You can see that its carapace is kind of cracked in a number of places as this green liquid kind of pours from the side of its body. It's struggling to stand a little bit, but it seems even more pissed. But that'll probably be the end of your turn, correct?
Yep.
All right. It is Fennec's turn. Okay. And Eggval. He fails. 5. That is going to be Calder and Redrick. So Calder, you're up. Redrick, you're on deck.
And
Okay.
Do a thing.
Do the thing. Yeah, so Calder looking a little woozy on his feet at this point, his chainmail kind of covered in slick blood glistening in the light. He's just gonna say, fucking die already. Oh my god. Yeah, but real quick, am I able to, if I were to move here to try to get flanking, would I fall in the hole?
You can try.
Oh, I don't like that. I'm just gonna I'll stay there where it's safe. Is that flanking or is that not quite opposite enough? Okay. That's all right. I rolled, Jesus, I haven't
It's too hard
attacked
to tell with
anything
these
in
large
so
creatures.
long. I did 22 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay, and I'm going to in my frustration channeling all kinds of anger smite this motherfucker.
Your sword's gonna light on fire as you
Oh
do.
hell yes. So that's another d6.
Yep.
That's what I like to hear. All right.
6.
Yeah, so 2d8. This is, I'm assuming, not an undead or a fiend.
No, it is not.
Okay.
For now.
Oh, that's not, well, okay. It's not bad. 19, 22, 23, plus 4. So 27 points of damage
27 points
as
of
Calder's
damage.
greatsword swipes through the thing with a flash of silver light.
Yeah, so as you kind of you yell out and you slash out with your greatsword. As you do, the rest of you see in the sky is it kind of lights up as this silver and black flame completely engulfs the blade and almost leaves a streak as it as the blade swings through the air. This flame and it almost heats up the entire area. It slices through this creature, knocking it to the ground. It slowly gets back up and slithers in front of you.
I kind of like back away from my sword almost in my hand, like holding it away from me, like it startled me a little bit, and kind of like, get up.
All right. Anything else?
Me? No.
Redrick.
Yeah, no.
You're good.
I'm good.
8 con save.
Sorry, buddy.
It's okay.
It is a failure.
That is tough, man.
It
Cassis,
happens
you are up.
Okay. Question
On
for
your
you.
deck.
Can I holster my pistol and remove my short sword and still attack?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
free
Well,
action.
I am going to move here. holstering my pistol, pulling out my short sword, kind of on my out of the side, and given this positioning or here, where can I go that would be considered flanking?
Right where you were.
Okay, cool. I am going to swing with the sword, and he swings very sloppily because he is not particularly well versed.
Shakily, like weak wrists.
Damn.
All right, actually, but he did swing at a 16.
That'll hit.
That's 1d6 plus 3. Come on, you did well.
It's a little.
That's a 9 points of slashing damage.
Hey.
9 points.
Right on.
As you can tell that it definitely left the wound as you see this green blood viscous looking liquid spray in the air.
And
Not
that,
really
he's like,
used to wielding a sword.
I'm gonna flash you silly.
This is gonna be bad. And let's see, that's fine. Yep, that's all I really can do. So that is the end of my turn.
All right, Ren, you are up.
Okay. Well, I see that Castus surprisingly can hit things, so
Better than me, apparently.
so I'm slightly more concerned about these two right now. So I'm gonna take a shot at this guy.
We're fine.
Sure you are, bud.
I'm doing great. Just so you know.
Look golden.
Right. Ooh, 24.
24, that'll hit.
All right, and sneak attack. Oh, nice. That's another 15.
Right on.
15.
And
As you
then-
say, Calder, get up. It begins to stand up, and you see its like little mandibles snap twice, and all of a sudden, this arrow just kind of pokes through its mouth as it falls dead in front of you.
Then Calder,
go.
you hear in your head, "Stay down." And that's my turn.
Ren, you do notice next to you as you see Fennec, you see him groggily like beginning to sit up.
Okay. I'll just smile at him reassuringly and be like, "We got you, bud." That's it.
Okay, Adlith.
I'll fire at the last one standing. That's my second nat 20 this fight.
Okay.
Nice.
That's
Hell
the
yeah.
only reliable roller.
How do you want to do this?
Hey.
It's gonna whiz through Castus and Ook. It's gonna come that way-ish. And it's gonna strike it like over on like the edge of it, and it's just it's gonna take out like a decent chunk of it.
Okay. So, Castus and Isaiah, Egg not really seeing this because he's still poisoned. But you see Atlas fires this arrow and it flies with a speed. And as it hits the side of this creature, a flame overtakes the side of it as it just kind of leaves this smoldering wound, almost as if dragonfire kind of engulfed where the arrow hit, and it just leaves out this wail as it, and the wound kind of is cauterizing at the same time, leaving kind of this stink in the air. And for now, you all look around. Seems to be rather quiet.
Oh. And reloading. Putting away my short sword and reloading.
Here, let me give you a hand with that. I'm gonna walk over to Calder and sort of. Do you mind?
Help him first. Point to Redrick. And I'll just
All
start
right.
wiping the blood or ichor or whatever the fuck was in these things off my greatsword.
Go over to Redrick and kind of smush some of the wounds together a little bit and do a cure. Oh, nice. For 9 whenever it gets back.
Just remember that number.
9. And then I'll do one for Calder as well, because I got him. Much else. Oh, you get 11 though.
Nice.
Ooh.
Thanks, man.
I will walk over to Isaiah, kind of slap my hand on his shoulder, and Sorry. And you kind of see his eyes flare blue as you are healed for 3 points.
Yeah, Calder will, seeing Castus do this, and also standing next to you currently, will put his hand on your other shoulder, and you see his eyes flash like a quick silver color, and he heals you for another 3.
Also standing near Isaiah and seeing this, I will.
That was surprisingly insane. Nicely done. We should see somebody look at Egg. Make sure.
Yeah. At this point, you see Egg kind of shaking his head, looking at all of you. That hurt. Just he pulls something out of his pocket and just and he's gonna cast Cure Wounds on himself.
Gordon, you got 9 points of healing from Isaiah.
Go ahead, Isaiah.
Nice.
What were you gonna say?
Is everybody's okay? Everybody's
Fennec,
up.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, everybody who matters is okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fennec matters, and Adlith is gonna look at him and ask if he needs healing.
Yeah, so you look over at Fennec, and he's kind of like backing up against the tree. You can tell he's obviously wounded as he holds his side, and he's kind of like head is just up against the tree.
I will also cast Cure Wounds on. Oh, I rolled in game apparently. Oh, we'll take it. That's a 9.
We'll take the 9. As you kind of crouch down next to Fennec, you hear his breath is kind of labored. And you cast the spell. And... Thank you.
Feel better?
I think I will in a moment. And he tries to stand. He kind of falls back down. Maybe 2 moments.
1, 2.
Still not better.
Cassis walks over to the one of these things, starts kind of kicking out, like, what the fuck are these things?
I mean,
real quick, as you guys look over at Redrick, he is still like his face still transformed. You see him just like digging into the body of this one that's in front of him, just like eating it. Currently.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Does Ophir join him?
I mean, that makes sense.
We were at the same one.
What was that?
Does Ophir join him in the eating?
That is up to you.
He seems.
Does Ophir eat bug?
He seems too proper to eat bug.
Yeah, I don't
Good
think
protein.
No, he's gonna look at.
He's probably like
Redrick curious, but also like in slight disgust.
Yeah. He'd probably like take a look and then look at you kind of disgusted.
Doesn't sound
For
good.
sure.
Well, I mean,
Confirmed
I
in
wasn't
lore,
gonna.
Redrick eats bugs.
I wasn't gonna go quite that far, but waste not, want not. If anybody knows what these are, cool. If not, I'm gonna see if there's anything useful like in them.
Does Adlith know?
Roll me a nature check.
Would I know? No, I wouldn't.
You can roll
19.
with disadvantage.
19.
19?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Isaiah. What do you know?
7. I know nothing.
You're not too sure. With a 19, you definitely have heard of these creatures before. They're carrion crawlers. They're usually scavengers that feed on dead, rotting flesh. They usually avoid other predators and usually attack at night, so it's odd to see them here in the middle of the day. It may be because the kills were so fresh, but you're not too sure. But they usually feed on, death and stuff like that.
Does you know if anything could be preserved from them?
With a 19, you not 100% sure. You've never really tried to preserve anything from one of these things.
Okay.
Maybe a medicine check instead.
Okay, I'll roll medicine. Because I got a decent wisdom.
Yeah, Isaiah, you can roll one too because you were kind of.
I'm proficient in medicine.
Look at you.
I'm gonna take a few minutes and read whatever books I have real quick first. Give myself a little guidance on that one.
Okay.
Read my books.
Hold on, chapter 3, carrion crawlers.
Adlith will come up to the group and she'll say, "Oh, these are crayon crawlers."
Crayon crawlers, nice.
Crayon crawlers.
Yeah.
19.
Oh, okay. Do you know why they're here?
Well, they're scavengers. They eat dead things. They have little like they're poisonous, which we clearly already know that. So my idea was maybe that if we can locate where the like the poison sacks are, we could have poison.
One of the things
Isaiah,
I was
same
thinking.
thing. Yeah, you figured the same thing.
Calder's gonna go kind of crouch down in front of wherever Fennec is sitting and resting. Does he still look pretty rough?
Yeah, he's like breathing heavily and not visibly wounded anymore, but you can tell that like even the color of his fur kind of is dulled in a little bit. He's breathing heavily. You know, he seems hurt, not visibly bleeding or anything, but
so I'll just crouch down in front of him and kind of extend a hand out like this. Give me your hand.
Opens one eye. Kind of like
just a little bit of trust, and I'll give him 5 points of healing through lay on hands.
He kind of takes his hand for a second. It hurt.
It hurt.
Yeah, it hurt. It's like hot.
You don't feel better?
Well, a little bit, but that still hurt.
Well, sorry, I guess.
I like her better. Points over at Atlas.
Yeah, all right. Well, listen.
Is poking a bug with a knife. Talking to Isaiah.
Is this what's left of the Enjoy clan?
I think so.
That is.
I worry for the Grove.
Unfortunate.
Where is the Grove? From here?
North, I think.
You be able to take us there still?
The time for asking permission is over. We need to go and stop whoever did this.
And looks all of you. Give me a persuasion check. With advantage.
Sick. Okay, pretty good. Even better. 23.
Okay, 23. I think you're right. I can take you there. It's not too far. Half a day's travel, maybe.
Should we take just a short breather before we go rushing off to face whoever did all this?
Might be wise, but then we ought to double time it.
What time of day is it now?
At this point, travel for a few hours, so it's probably like mid-afternoon at this point.
Okay.
So, 2, 3 in the afternoon,
So we'd get there in the evening?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, on the one hand, we could sneak up in darkness, but then on the other hand, we're all pretty messed up.
We could take a brief rest before we head out. Just move quick after that.
Yeah.
I mean, it certainly wouldn't have cost them nothing to do this, so maybe they're feeling a little roughed up as well.
Hopefully. Maybe if we show up a little later in the day, we catch them unawares.
By the way, if you did want to harvest the poison sacks, I would either need a medicine or I would say just a general dexterity check out of both of you. And if you were going to do it, depending on, even if you rolled a natural 20, it would probably take you to, if you were to do all 5 of these creatures, a few hours easily. So just kind of giving you a general time frame.
Adlet doesn't need to rest. So she can just work on them. She talks to Isaiah and is like, surprisingly seems like in her element again with this, is they're like kind of like she's chatting. She's like, oh yeah, like I think because the poison probably comes out of the pincers, it's probably located at this area, and is like when she's kind of she pulls out like a skinning knife and starts helping Isaiah and just looks like comfortable handling the dissection of these poison sacks.
So go ahead and make a roll at advantage.
Okay, that was really bad. That was really good. 17, 18, 19.
Probably,
25.
I imagine we would do as much as we could get in a short rest.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to
So
do all
in
of
like an
them.
hour's time.
Yeah.
With that roll, you probably get 2 poison sacks from these carrion crawlers. Okay. And whenever you carve them out, they are this almost like liver-shaped sack that you would have to hold them with 2 hands. They weigh probably a good 3 to 5 pounds. You can tell there is some sort of liquid in there. You probably have to put them in something or tie them off so they don't leak. They are covered in this green, ichor from these bugs. But in the meantime, while that's going on, Fennec kind of looks to all of you as you begin to sort of set up for this rest. And you keep saying them. Do you know who it is?
I should probably say that I stopped eating that one after like half a minute, maybe.
You and
when the rage
Isaiah go to like harvest the third one, and it's just Redrick kind of mouth covered in his vein, his jaw like half bitten into the poison sack.
Yeah, you see him like when he stops, he like looks confused for a second. He's like, and like kind of like almost throws it up a little bit, like coughing it out, and like wipes like, really, just like. Sorry.
We mentioned before a group called the Five Blades. Typically operate out of Erebar, but they have offshoots from what a few in our group have told us.
They're the ones that wrote the message we found.
Humans.
Probably, partly at least.
Maybe the same ones that were attacking the braids.
Most likely.
He kind of sits back up. It's quite some destruction. Kind of looking around at like the tree burning and everything else around. They were good people. They enjoy you. They would have even accepted you. Or they were curious folk, wise about the forest. Sad.
We'll avenge them.
Is there anything salvageable around that area while we're resting? I'll take a look around.
Give me an investigation check.
Okay.
While he's looking for salvageable things, can Rin look for any hints of like any evidence that it was the Five Blades or any evidence of who actually did this?
Sure. Same thing, investigation.
Okay.
14.
14. Nothing salvageable. You see some crude weapons, some short bows, some daggers made of stone and bone, some crudely made spears around. But everything here, even what resembled a structure of some sort, except for the one that's kind of behind the tree, is burnt to a crisp.
Okay.
As a 10.
Sort of the same results. It's hard to pick through the ruins here.
After a minute, she'll just give up and she'll go sit by a tree kind of far away from any of the bodies.
Are we short resting?
Yeah. Hit dice.
Yeah.
Yay!
Nice.
Short rest.
Egg roll, we use 1.
D10.
And I roll max on that, of course.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good.
What next? Should we be off?
We get there as fast as we can, and if we find who did it, we tear him limb from limb.
Just kind of gulps again. Well, Kind of stands up. Unless we have any other business here. Kind of looks around all of you to make sure you're ready.
Let's get out of here.
Let's go.
What time?
North it is. And you guys begin to head off, leaving the smoldering ruins of the Enjoy clan behind you. And as you kind of head in the northern direction, and you pass this large white tree, you notice more and more of these beehive-like structures that have kind of collapsed to the ground. Many of them in sort of the same smoldering, ashy ruins that you saw in front of the tree. It seems like whatever had caused this destruction had reached even behind here, and as you walk to the back of it, you see these structures kind of laying scattered throughout the forest in all sorts of different directions, and even more you see even more bodies throughout here until you get about 40 to 50 feet away from the tree is whenever they kind of begin to get some more sparse and sparse. You see above you multiple of these drawbridges that were kind of hanging within the trees, all some cut, laying flat against some trees, some still hanging, some ropes still kind of sort of smoldering and on fire. Whatever caused this, it was massive at one point. There was a lot of destruction here. And just by the way the kind of like the embers still are sort of hot, it was recent. So whatever caused this, it seems to be rather recent. Fennec, you just see kind of looking around. Oh my! As he just kind of leads you all past it.
I keep an eye out for survivors as we're walking.
Sure. Give me a perception check.
That is, I think that's an 18. Let me double check. Yes, 18.
Yeah, no survivors. But the structures are interesting. You do notice that one of them that's more intact than the others. There is this large hole sort of at the bottom of where the bowl kind of sits. You see this little crafted door that has this little wooden knob. So this clan of halflings, they seem to be a little bit more engineered than maybe some of you believe. They weren't as wild or like anything like that. They obviously had some sort of craftsmanship that these little homes had doors, right? But that's the only thing of kind of interest that you see that's sort of out of the ordinary than everything else you see. No survivors. You don't find or see or hear any cries for help as you make your way out of the village.
As we're going through, do we see anything but what looks like Enjoy Clan halflings?
Interesting. Perception check.
Oh, that's gonna go great. Four.
You don't. Okay.
Man, just kind of talking towards Fennec, I guess. Just like, couldn't these people have defended themselves at all? I mean, did the Enjoy clan have weapons or anything here? Feels like this was just a slaughter.
Well, there are many of them. I never knew them as warriors or fighters, more hunters. But whatever caused that, kind of looks back towards the tree. I don't know if anything that could withstand that.
Was grandmother from the clan?
I'll be honest with all of you. I don't know.
Real quick, the pattern of flame, like the flame destruction pattern that we're seeing in the trees, is it similar at all to what we saw in the monastery?
You want to go back and check?
No, I don't want to go back.
It was too hard to tell from your rolls earlier.
Okay.
Along that line of thought, though, were any of like the embers blue or anything, or were they just like smoldering red?
No, they were smoldering red. And Isaiah, as you know, like even if it was blue flame, the remnants of what the flame touched doesn't cause it to be blue, right? Yep. The thing on fire is still going to burn red. Like just like you would heat a piece of metal up in the forge, it would still glow red.
Gotcha.
I just hope that we can withstand something like that. But who knows? Maybe they don't know we're coming. We'll give them a good surprise right up the ass.
Let's hope.
Here.
Fingers crossed.
Oh, but guys.
Good. No, he was just kind of
say,
agreeing with you.
But guys, keep your eyes out. I love my hammers. I've had them for years. They do great work. I need something bigger. Big as you can get. Just find me something. We just haven't had a lot of fights with things that were actually enemies or had hands to hold weapons in a while. So I'd appreciate everybody's eyes out if you can. Oh.
Did you say there was like a spear earlier somewhere? Just like stabbed?
There was a crude spear that one of the little halflings were...
Like, bigger, but I still have standards, okay?
Hey, you said bigger.
Like a rock and a stick.
It's like a big boulder.
Yeah.
It's bigger.
Okay. Well, it's a rather somber journey as you continue past the Enjoy clan. Maybe some of you are fearful of what to come, but Isaiah's hopeful words may fill some of you with hope. Adlith, as you're walking by, you feel Othir kind of snuggle up against you. He just walks next to you for a while. That boy kind of nuzzles towards Redrick's direction as he walks in front of you. You hear within your mind, the curse takes hold faster than I thought. Curious.
Is he gonna turn into a dragon?
I hope not.
Oh.
As he continues on.
Should I tell him?
I am not your master.
But I like your input.
Let's see how far it really goes.
Okay.
You guys continue on.
Yeah.
About half a day's journey. Fennec turns well, it's probably not that. It's probably about halfway between that and half a day. He kind of turns to all of you and says, well, it's only a few hours before we make it there. And as you can see, the stream to your left, as you've been following it through, even through the spot where the clan resided, is beginning to get wider and wider, and it's a little bit stronger of flow. You can tell the waters begin to flow a lot faster as you are following it downstream, running over rocks. The ground that you kind of are following is getting moist underneath your feet, and it's almost turning into a small little riverbank that you guys are following along. He turns to you, well, any more preparations? I don't know what we're going to find here. It's maybe our last stop. And as he kind of kneels down and gathers some water into a drinking flask and takes a sip of it, closes it.
I think I'm ready.
Everything I need right here.
I don't really know how you prepare against something like that.
Right.
Wait, we got 2 potions, right?
Yeah, I've got them.
Do we want to split those up?
We
Last time
certainly
we were
could.
pretty far away from each other.
Yeah. I'll take out one of the potions and just... Who wants it?
Who tends to be closer than everyone else?
Calder.
Maybe
yeah, I'd
Isaiah
give
should
it
take
Calder.
it.
I mean, you certainly get... I can stay back if I need to. I don't know if your sword gets thrown much.
No, it does not. But you went down pretty hard back there.
In which case, it wouldn't do me any good to have a potion now, would it?
Maybe.
These are for keeping somebody alive, not for keeping them up.
Okay, Ren's just gonna hand it to Redrick because she's like, "Well, you can heal yourself, and you're saying no, so you take it."
Ooh, that is probably a terrible idea. Pocket.
Alright.
Maybe that'll help you get something done next time I help you.
Hey,
Sure.
listen here, buddy. I didn't see you doing too much either.
Yeah, no. I did not. Tried.
We all did good. Egg says.
For a second, I was like, "Who is that?"
It's me.
Yeah.
Big boy.
It took me a second.
I did get one pretty damn good hit in there, though. You gotta admit.
That was impressive.
That was interesting.
Kind of blacked out there for a minute, honestly. I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah, it was something.
Must have missed
Bright.
Well,
Kind of bright. Dark and bright. Interesting.
alright, how do we want to approach them? Or unless we want to...
Quietly, until we see where they at.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're resting or, God's willing, asleep. And then we hit them hard and fast.
Alrighty.
Okay then. Anything else?
Get ready for a lot of blood.
Takes out his pipe.
This is silly. Here's the thing, though. I've never killed anybody.
Well, this is going to be awkward.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier when they're trying to kill you.
Survival tends
Still,
to help.
Good motivator.
Yeah. Okay. And kind of looks at Ren, just kind of this sorrowful, like, oh, I don't know what
Just
to do.
think about it like this. You don't have to kill anybody. You just keep firing from the shadows and try and get them to stop hurting us. And then we'll make sure anything else happens.
Okay. I think I'm comfortable with that enough, at least.
Don't worry, Ren. I haven't either.
These are obviously bad people, right? Like, they're bad.
It's sad to think about, but what we just saw, they did that, and I don't think any of those halflings deserved what happened to them.
No, they did some pretty horrific things. Ren, if you're worried, shoot whoever's in front of me. I'll put them down.
Okay.
All right,
Let's go.
let's move.
So you continue to travel, following closely behind Fennec. The light begins to leave the sky as the bright kind of gray begins to turn into this yellowish orange as evening is approaching. Redrick, you notice something as you're currently like probably the third one behind Fennec. Something kind of coasting down, almost like a feather, kind of hits you in the face. Kind of swatted away. We should probably get quiet now. We're getting close. I want you all to make me stealth checks if we're trying to stealth.
Was it just
I'll
a
tell you.
feather? Okay. I was like, we're just gonna brush over that?
Fuck me.
22.
I'm guiding myself, not that it's going to do a lot.
Where were you earlier? 21.
God damn it all to hell.
All right, that's a 10, but I'm going to use another psionic dice to add to it. It's a 12.
Okay. Isaiah?
Ook has an 18, I believe.
Okay.
And I have 5 plus 2 plus 0 is 7.
Okay. Cassis.
22.
Okay. Adlef.
It was a 17 for Adlith, 18 for Puppy.
Older.
Yeah.
2.
Oof.
Yep.
Fennec will make the difference. Okay. As you all continue on, getting as quiet as possible, around you, all of you begin to notice these gently drifting from above you leaves. And as the orange sky kind of shines through the treetops here, around you, the leaves are everywhere. Looking around, they're all purple.
Ah, shit.
You hear the rushing water getting louder and louder as you kind of come out of this tree line, and in front of you, you see a small waterfall running from the stream, kind of. You just see it pouring into this large pool surrounded by these big stones. The pool itself probably 30 or 40 feet across, and it's standing inside the pool. You see this massive black tree kind of stands up, and it reaches out into the sky. You can see the sun is kind of shining on it, behind it, leafless. In the pool itself, thousands of these purple leaves. You also notice something leaning up against the tree. A figure this far and this low light. It's too hard to tell what exactly it is, but it leans up against the tree like this. Scattered around these stones, you see 3 different bodies. Also too far to see exactly what they are.
Do they look conscious? Like the figure on against the tree, or
Perception check.
11.
It's hard to tell from this distance, and then the light. You have to get closer. Fennec at this point stops. This is horrible.
Ears.
What'd you say?
Friends ears.
I don't think the tree's supposed to look like that.
No.
At that point, we are going to end our session for the evening.
Oh, buddy.
As you've all now reached the looming grove. It was supposed to once house a beautiful, majestic-looking tree, which now seems lifeless as it stands in front of you.
Is that gonna ruin the water?
Find out.
I'm glad that we had like such a nice upbeat session after like how heavy the last
Yeah, right?
Shopping sessions will come, guys, where you get to go on little spending sprees. Beauty pageants, they'll come, I promise.
Eventually, we'll be out of the woods and into places that work.
No, we're never leaving the woods.
We live in the woods now.
Yeah.
Didn't you know?
Anything to shout out tonight, Gordon?
Tonight, nothing I can think of. We have nights off on Saturdays. If you guys want to come hang out with us, then it's probably gonna be me, Mac, and someone else, considering how the past couple ones have went. But it'll still be fun. Maybe just me and Mac, as the last one was. But
It was a good time.
yeah, we'll
Shoot the
hang
shit a
out
little
with,
bit, talk about the episode.
yeah,
I'll come
favorite
this Saturday.
movies and shows and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, nothing really I can.
We did
think
have a
of.
couple gift subs.
From yes, we did.
Yeah.
Nada, by the way, we love you. Thank you
Yep.
for showing up for a
Yes.
nice off and gifting subs and subbing and all that stuff.
Gilliam gifted
big shout out to
to Nintendo Switch XL, and then we had White Rice All Day actually gifted
Oh,
a
boy.
sub to Powatapas.
There you go.
So
Nice.
Nice.
two of my good
Thanks,
friends
guys.
there. Thank
Awesome.
you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Octopus.
Thank you.
Yep.
Wonder who that is.
Couldn't tell you.
Hi, sleeping dad.
we
We
love him.
Ours, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Alrighty.
But yeah, other
Everyone
than
have a
that,
great week.
See you guys next week.
Keep playing games.
Right.
Stay happy. Love each other. Smile.
Please.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.